Okay, hello everybody. We are back with the solo leveling epilogue. I know this is part two to last week's stream when I thought I could do the whole epilogue last week. That was a mistake. So we're here back again with a considerable amount of progress made. There's only one chapter coming up I'm not a fan of, and it's literally the chapter after this one. So be prepared to deal with that, because it's a whole what's the word for it? It's not canon. It's a stupid what if chapter that apparently never happened. It was a dream. I hate the next chapter. I used to like it. Don't get me wrong. I used to like what that chapter is, but not anymore. Because after rereading the series with these live streams, I've realized, did we really need to reset to the beginning of the series again? So I'm just going to get my chat open. Get it ready to go. All right. Hello, Lee. Welcome. If you want, you can maybe put some soundtracks as background music. Bro, I don't know if I can do background music because for one thing, I would have to find copyright-free music, even though I can think of some, but I don't know how to balance the audio. I also can't predict YouTube ads. What if I'm playing music in the background and YouTube gives me an ad? Like I can't guarantee that. And I also don't want the stream taken down because of copyright. So I'm not about to do that. And to be fair, that would break the mold that I've set up for myself. I've never had background music in a live stream that was just a read through before. Why should there be any distractions? I don't even know if I want to attempt trying it because I've had so much pain with live streams in the past. Why should I introduce a new variable that might ruin me again? Let's send this series off with a big bang, shall we? Indeed. I am confident that this will be the last stream. I am starting a full. Well, I'm starting earlier than I did last time, I think. Yeah, I'm starting earlier than I did before. And we're technically down like 7 or 8 chapters already. It's less to do in roughly the same amount of time. Will be golden. And considering there's only one chapter left that I really just I despise with every fiber of my being. The rest of these chapters are cool and awesome. And if you like the next chapter, all the more power to you. I hate a what if scenario that ends in a dream sequence. I'm fine with letting that chapter be if it was a what if timeline that never happened, or a previous timeline that got deleted by the rulers. Not just Genu waking up and it being a dream. I hate that chapter so much because of those last 3 panels. Don't know what they were thinking with that. They ruined a very good alternate timeline by being, oh, it was the main one. It was just that Genu was dreaming. I'm talking flack about it already, and we're not even at that chapter. I'm sorry if there are people that like what if Genu was possessed by a monarch instead of the shadow monarch, like he was fully taken over by Antares. But man, I hate that chapter. Playlist for solo leveling. Thank you, Lee. Thank you once again. You are too kind to me. You are just the helpful guy I wish I had years ago. Just thank you for all that you do. So, I just want to make sure that is there enough of us here that we can actually just get started so we don't have to like continue wasting time? Cuz look, I'm talking a lot of shit on a chapter that we're not even on yet. because it's gonna be such a pain to read. I. They ruined it with the last 3 panels. Like, I used to like the chapter when I was reading it and before I got to the end of it. But now I don't know what to think. I straight up don't know what to think. But while we're here, we may as well do some housekeeping. For updates on the channel, once this is over today and we're done with the last. Once we're done. Once we're done here with the rest of this series, the next live read through has already been confirmed. I closed the poll. It's either Reign of Seven Spellblades or Centuria. I'll be the one to decide which one. Probably Spellblade will be first. And I'll be reading the manga version, yeah. So for anyone that really wants me to go right into Ragnarok, it's going to be on the next manga poll, and you may as well vote for it then. You want to pin the playlist? Yeah, I'll pin the playlist. You want me to pin the playlist? Hold on. Yeah, I can pin it. Oh, come on. Come on. Stop. 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 Why can't I pin it? Why can't I pin it? I'm clicking on the... Alrighty. This is... Give me a second. I have to do this on the YouTube side. I have to do this on the PC thing over here. Because I apparently can't pin it the way I want to. So we're going to go here. We're going to do that. All right. There we go. It's pinned. Now that that's out of the way.
The hell?
No. Stop that. Stop. 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 And then we go back here. We good? We are good. Okay. Don't know why I had to do it that way. I don't. But, so like I was saying, Spellblade and Centuria will be next on the manga read-throughs, and Ragnarok will be on the next poll that comes after them. So if you want me to do the sequel, you're gonna have to vote for it. In other news, well, seems like the Blind Wizard wrapped up a series finally this past week. Good for him. And as he confirmed in his last episode, his next series will be Cells at Work. Very much looking forward to see how he reacts to it. And for my fellow Arknights players, I have 4 polls because I'm trying to get the community's consensus on a $30 bundle. I'm trying to weigh my options between good operators to have versus my story mode challenge. I'm weighing my priorities. Okay, take a guess why the series is called Centuria. I don't know, man. Series are given titles for any number of reasons. Like, if I were to ask you, why is bleach called bleach? I don't think you would get the answer to spirits and soul reapers and stuff. Does that sound like it fits the word bleach? What am I supposed to say? Centuria, I don't know, something that happens with a century involved. I don't know. But in any case, I think it's about time we start the chapters. That's what people came for. Chapter 188. 188. A gate. A huge hole that summons monsters. One must get out of the gate within 1 hour of the boss monster being defeated. But I failed to do that, and had no choice but to be helplessly trapped within a dimensional crack. The rulers that approached me, the trapped me, told me that they'd give me their powers and asked me to stop the monarchs. Oh, this is Il Juan! This is his father. And just then, the most brilliant light fragment gave me a new order. Protect the Shadow Monarch. Man, why is my laser pointer bugging out on me? It never had a problem in the past. Okay, guys. I am at a point where if my laser pointer is starting to act up on me, I might just have to stop using it. It never used to lag like this. Why is my laser pointer... Okay. That's kind of messed up. Unfortunately, it looks like I might have to replace my plugin with a new laser pointer, which will not be today. Should I turn off the laser? Interesting answer you'll find out when you read chapter 1. Okay, good to know. But like I said, you want me to take a guess? I gave you the example of, could I guess the premise of Bleach just by its name? I don't think so. Other ones like One Piece or Dragon Ball at least have something there. With Bleach, it's like, yeah, I know what Bleach is. How does that relate to an anime? So, of course, I wouldn't have an answer. But I am of the mind to just stop using this laser pointer. Does anyone else find it very hard to follow and laggy? It's usually more smooth than this. It's usually smoother than this. This is terrible. It sucks. You know what? Screw this. We're gonna go without the laser pointer. I don't care if I'm breaking my own custom at this point. It's getting too finicky now. We'll see how this will work without a laser pointer. So, I helped you. I didn't want to show you this side of me, but I'm sorry. I've missed you. I, I, I've always missed you. You've grown up to be a fine man. I wanted to talk to you more. I wanted to stay with you a little longer. I'm sorry I couldn't be a better father to you. Oh, why do we have to witness this again? Oh, right, because we're back with Il Juan. And because we are about to see his new life, kind of. We're about to see how he's doing now in the new timeline. Sung Woo, you're up. Oh. Sung Jinu. Sung Nu? Sung Jinu. Ooh. Sung U? Is that supposed to be Sung U? Sung Woo? I never fully understood how you pronounce Korean names. I try. I try. It's a very hard thing to comprehend, considering certain letters just don't sound right when you try to pronounce them, even though it's Korean. Is that supposed to be say Sung Woo with the hard W, or is it Sung Oo? Sung Oo? Is that another honorific thing that I'm completely blanking on? Very interesting. I am going to try this laser pointer one last time. If it continues to be a laggy piece of garbage that doesn't want to do its job, yep, you're a laggy piece of garbage. You're not doing your job, you stupid plugin. I don't know why it's like that. It was never like that before. All right. I've removed the laser pointer. I have to find a new one. That is a terrible plugin. Which is sad because it was working before. We have video evidence of it working before. But anyone want to, chat about the series so far? Hello? Okay, I'm just going to move on from this situation because I'm just going to assume that's an abbreviation of Sung Jinu's name. Kind of like how you would say my name abbreviated is Joe or Joey rather than just saying Joseph. But that's like the typical way you abbreviate my name. Not every name has an abbreviation. And even then, it doesn't always work. How do you abbreviate John? How do you abbreviate Josh? Or Jake? Or Jack? Or Mark? How do you abbreviate those names? They're already short as is. My name is long enough that I can have a nickname. Anyone want to answer that question? But we're moving on. Father? Father? Not dad? Sung Woo, what's wrong? I think I just had a nightmare. Is this before he got his full knowledge of being the Shadow Monarch? Because, I guess it's a matter of, how does that work? Even though he's the Shadow Monarch, time still reversed for him, and he went back to being a middle schooler, or, a kid. He turned it back 10 years. He was 20-something in the current timeline, so he's, 10 now. So I'm still on the fence. You know what? This is probably the one case where I will only buy one solo leveling light novel if it helps me with this section. I feel as though the epilogue is the one section I want the novel for. Is that a fair argument to make? If I just purchased the novel for the epilogue, is that okay? I've read the series completely and entirely up to this point. Would buying the novel for my own personal reading pleasure be fine for the epilogue? Because, I've heard people complain about the epilogue because it's too rushed. The Manhwa decided to rush through all the extra stuff at the end to only give us snippets of what is supposed to come next. Because it felt like chapters were skipping around and everything. So, is it okay if I only buy the epilogue volume? No idea how you will make certain names shorter. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. If anyone else wants to, make a conversation in the chat, feel free. But I'm trying to, figure out this situation. And then, Ilhwan's... Oh! Oh! He's still new! He's still new at the time! Okay. I cannot believe I've forgotten how much of the epilogue. Because, like, look, yeah, that would not be a bad idea buying the novel. But I'm suggesting only getting volume 8, the epilogue. Considering that Solo Leveling is a Korean novel and they don't have illustrations like Japanese ones. So that's why the manhwa is such a good thing because it's entirely illustrated, you know? I'm suggesting is it socially acceptable in the solo leveling community if I only get the last novel? The epilogue left a lot out from what I heard. And considering that Ragnarok apparently has split into two timelines, the novel and the manhwa are telling two different stories. Don't even get me started how that makes any sense. That is got to be the weirdest situation ever. How do you end up adapting a series that you end up telling a completely different way? And then they become completely separate from each other? How does that work? Oh yeah, I forgot one more bit of housekeeping for my channel. Guys, we're so close to the sub goal. We're within 6 subscribers of the big 500. If anyone who's watching this stream is new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, please. I am so close to being able to give you guys Avatar The Last Airbender. And I know that that series would take off like crazy. I have heard nothing but good things about Avatar. Well, sadly, I'm not inside the solo leveling community. Understandable. But I'm making this point. Like, come on, people. I am within single digits of my goal. We are so close to 500. I can almost taste it. The sweet celebration. How am I even going to celebrate when I hit 500? How many episodes is worthy of a celebration for Avatar? The first 5 in one video? The first 6? The first 10? How long are Avatar seasons? Someone fill me in on that. What would be a good enough amount to be the 500 subscriber special? 5 episodes? To go with the 5? Anywho, let's keep going. What kind of decision has my son made? The Shadow Monarch has decided to stay here. He said that every single second and minute he spent here is precious to him. I would think so. He did acquire all this power and everything for the sake of his loved ones. The Shadow Monarch, I mean. Are you going to continue keeping this a secret from him? Ooh. He still remembers. It's because he wishes for me to not remember anything. You're being the father he wants for his sake, huh? If I leave, then the rulers will no longer be involved. If that happens, it'll really be the end of me with this world. Really? That begs the question of Ragnarok stuff, but okay, carry on. To be fair, it was their war that they brought to Earth because of collateral damage and stuff. It makes sense that they would no longer interfere at all, but how does that factor into the threat in Ragnarok? Well, the first season has 20 episodes, each running around the same length of a normal anime episode. Okay. Each season of Avatar is 20. I think I could do 5. 5 per video. I would have to dedicate, like, a lot of time to it, but since it's the sub goal, it'll be top priority. Absolute top priority. Tip top of the shelf. It's the 500 sub goal after all. It deserves a little respect. It deserves reverence. So if that's the case, I'll say it right here and now. Avatar The Last Airbender will be in batches of 5 episodes of video. That makes it easier for me. So if you're a person who wants me to see Avatar for the first time, and for me to witness peak fiction, because that's what people keep calling it, hit that sub button if you're not already. We are so close. No, the first season has 20. I don't know about the others. Oh. Well, okay then. That'll be fine for the first season. It has been fun. It has been pretty exciting to see what kind of results I'd see while waiting for the Shadow Monarch. The rulers are thankful to both the Shadow Monarch and you, Mr. Sung Il Hwan. Is there something we can help with? Can you erase my memories from the previous timeline? What? I mean, I understand why, but that feels like... See, the weird thing is, right? He's asking for this, and the rulers are going to, like, grant his final wish. But, in Ragnarok, as well as other characters later, getting their memories back of the previous timeline is not a hassle. I know Genu would never intentionally do that to his father, but this doesn't seem like a permanent solution. Because if the rulers and monarchs have that kind of power, then what's stopping someone from giving Il Huan back his memories? I don't know. I'm just talking with the power of hindsight. Season 1 and 2 have 20, while Season 3 has 21, so I don't know how you'll split that. Oh, that'll be easy. It's just one extra episode for one video. I don't see a problem in that. Erase my memories from the previous timeline. Of course that's possible, but why would you want to do that? See, that's what I'm asking. Why would you want to forget? The fact that you can remember something from a timeline that no longer exists should be praised? I mean, the only one who can even confirm any of that is true is someone that remembers as well. It's pretty hard for me to pretend that I don't remember when my son is so quick at picking up things and what's going on. And I want to be a normal father who worries over his son. Because to me, Genu isn't the Shadow Monarch. He's my precious son. Okay then, Mr. Il Huan. How do you explain what Genu is going to do at the end of the series? How are you supposed to accept an explanation where he's not around? I hate to jump the gun already to chapter 200, but he's kinda gone by the end of the series. And not really with any good enough explanation for normal people. So let's get into this kind of conversation, right? He's asking to be a normal father with no memories of interdimensional beings like the rulers or the monarchs. But if Genu is going to do something very big in chapter 200, I don't even know if I want to bring it up now, because we'll be getting there eventually. So keep this discussion in the back of your mind. We're going to be getting back to this. Because it's going to beg a question later. Understood. After you leave this cafe, the memories of the lost time will be completely erased from your mind. Once again, what's stopping someone else from giving him back to Il Huan. You act like you're the only one with that power, rulers. That there's no guarantee. It'll be fine for a while, but once again, there's no guarantee. You probably will not remember this, but I hope you live a peaceful life from now on. Oh, great. Add on to the things that he's just gonna forget in like 10 minutes. But the crazy thing is, Il Huan will remember as long as he's inside the cafe. Once he leaves, it's all gone. That must be a really weird feeling. Where you remember stuff you're not supposed to remember. And then you leave a certain location and immediately it's just gone. Like snappy snap snap, it's gone out of your brain. And then you're suddenly like, "Whoa, how did I get here?" And then you're trying to remember. That feeling must be so bizarre. That's another one of my fears. Remembering important stuff. Because I know that it's going to happen to me eventually. If I don't train my brain and keep it healthy, it's eventually going to start forgetting things. And that is a very sad thing. Um, but there is another storytelling trope that I absolutely despise. You know what it is? I hate the amnesia stories. Unless it's a story that starts out with a character having no memories, that's the only time I find it acceptable because you're then following the journey until they get their memories back. And then things start to make sense. But if you're following characters and then they lose their memories of stuff that they then have to regain later, to me, it feels like a waste of time. I think everybody feels that way about amnesiac stories. But it's fine here because it's memories that shouldn't be here anymore. Ah, I lost my appetite because I'm nervous. Jinho! Let's go! Jinho! Okay, we were talking about you last stream, about whether or not Jinu was gonna go find you, buddy. I've never been to a welcoming party for new students before. Okay, but why do I feel like this? I, as the second son of a wealthy family, have lived a life that has everything. But a frozen pork belly place like this feels strangely familiar. Nostalgia. Jinho's feeling it. Jinho, relax a little. Other people might think you're holding you captive by the look on your face. That's definitely not the case, sir. That's what I'm asking you to stop doing. No one says things like that anymore. You can treat me like a friend, but you should still be careful in front of the other seniors just in case. We have a pretty scary senior in our department. Who? Who could it possibly be? That's a good question. Don't you know that senior? He's not the kind that just try to intimidate juniors or something, but he's the super charismatic kind that would make you scared just by standing there. I guess that person is similar to my father. Yeah, depending on who it is. You know that famous runner, the idol of track and field? Cha Eng-yong? Ah, you mean Cha Hain. Okay. We're getting some advancing on that. Go on. Yes, that's right. Cha Hain. In any case, you know her, don't you? She's the girlfriend of that senior. How did I know? How did I know? It's Genu! She's the girlfriend of that senior. She's only dating one person. And I recognize that code anywhere. Gosh, he's the one coming over now. Sung Woo, you're here! Sung Woo? What? Okay, I've looked at this enough. Can someone please tell me what this is supposed to mean? Is that like a nickname for Sung Jinu, which is how you're supposed to pronounce it? But how do you say it? Is it Sung-oo? Hey, Sung-oo! Sung-oo. Sung-oo? Sung-woo? Can someone please help me? I want context for this. More importantly, why isn't anyone sitting with us? Maybe I should head over to the table that has cute juniors. Oh, here he is. Ah! Huh? Why did he sit here of all places? Because he's looking for Jinho. That's why. I'll go see if the other seniors need my help. Here, have a drink. Huh? The first class? The first glass he offers is sojo? In a glass? Normally people drink sojo in shot glasses. Whoa. That's actually insane. His resistance to poison has gotten so big, he's just drinking a straight up thing that you're supposed to take like a shot of in a giant glass. Bro, that might do some serious internal damage to someone. Genu, that's not healthy. He really is a scary senior. I'm not confident in holding my liquor though. Huh? Senior, this is just cider though. You can't even drink that well. Why would I make you drink alcohol? You'll drink that with me. Let's go. I knew all along. And Jinho, why are you calling me senior? That's making me sad. Just call me Sung Woo from now on. You know the crazy thing? Jinho is just going to keep living his life for at least a good decade or two, thinking that he got lucky meeting this man who happens to know stuff about him. Until events in Ragnarok cause him to be like, oh my goodness! Wow! That's all I'm going to say on that. So, it's all a matter of perspective. What? What? You don't want to? Not at all, Sung Woo! Huh? Why does calling him that feel so natural? But have I told him my name before? Cheers! He's wearing that glove. Look at our boy! Look at him! Cheers! Wait, where did Genu even go to find Jinho? I'm still quite confused. Is Jinho working for his father? How did Genu get in Yujin Construction? Unless it wasn't Yujin Construction at the time. Okay, I'm trying to remember the lore behind his family and Yujin Construction. Was it formed because of the guilds and the gates and the dungeons and the monsters and the hunters? Or was it always a construction company? Which is a very, very good question to ask. Is Eugene Construction not Eugene Construction? I don't know. Where are we? The track? Are we back in Korea? Looks like we're back in Seoul. Okay. Ah, Sung Woo, why didn't you come to the department room today? I have something to tend to today. Oh, right, Jinho. Yes? Something important came up, so please help me sign my attendance for the afternoon lessons. What? Did he go to college abroad? See, this is why I want the novel of the epilogue. It feels like they're leaving too much out. Am I supposed to just accept the fact that, hey, we found Jinho? Yeah, but how? And why? And where? I feel like the epilogue could have totally gotten like 20 more chapters, and I still would have been fine with it. Pardon? You're famous even among the professors. I can't help you sign your attendance. Where on earth are you? At the job training for our university hospital. Wait, what? He did go to college. Are you seriously telling me he went to college abroad just to find Jinho? Man, that's dedication. And the fact that he had to convince his girlfriend Shaheen to do this. But I'm pretty sure at this point in time she does remember everything because Jinu promised to tell her everything. I'm pretty sure. But where is this? What college is this? What university is this? He said he had to go abroad. Am I missing something from Jinho's backstory that I don't remember? Someone help me out with that. Someone find Jinho's backstory again and remind me if it was said in the past, like where he went to school. Because if he mentioned it to Jinu, that would explain what is going on here. So I just want to be sure. Because I don't feel comfortable moving past this until I have a grasp on maybe a little more of the reasoning and maybe the geography of this. Jinho. But now I feel like maybe that kind of detail was left out of the anime. I feel like it was left out of the anime. Because we never got Jinho's, like, early life. At least I don't think we did. I don't know. Well, hope you're all enjoying this. We're definitely wrapping up the soul leveling today. So, maybe I shouldn't linger on these things for too long. Unless you guys want to, fact check me. Hmm. What? The hospital has nothing to do with our studies, though. I'll be counting on you then. Sung Woo! Sung Woo! And then this is Juhi. Ah, yes. This is where we burn the bridge between us and Juhi. Permanently. Anyone that's a fan of Jinu with Juhi, prepare to be disappointed. It's good that I passed the entrance test for a university in Seoul, but is my Busan dialect too strong? It's hard to speak in Seoul dialect, though. Why does the nursing major use so many English words? Well, if the anime did not add his past, I wonder where they can do it. It's a good question. Because, like, it's obviously information that was either never told to us before, or stuff that was only in the novel. Because I wouldn't remember the manhwa version having any of that. It must have been novel exclusive. Which it kind of sounds like something a novel would do. Maybe the epilogue volume is what I'm looking for after all. But it's hilarious that Juhi is worried about why does the nursing major use so many English words. Because English has become pretty common worldwide in fields where you kind of have to deal with terminology that's only English. Unless there's like a reason for this. Huh? Hey there! Haven't we met before? Oh, see, here it is. You all are about to be disappointed if you're a fan of Juhi. I made a poll so long ago. It was like before Valentine's Day, like freaking 8 months ago, about who's your favorite soul leveling girl, which was mostly to do with relationship with Jinu, and nobody voted for Juhi at the time. I think it was all Chahain, and then one person voted Essel. Good to know that my fans don't exactly like her as a girlfriend. And if you are one of those people, then I'm sorry. It was supposed to be realistic. She left she left the city, he stayed, met a girl who could, he could be happy with, went on a genuine date. He was able to meet her at her level equally, have fun with it, and they got a genuine attraction for each other. And he did save her life. So in that case, it's a matter of it was realistic. She left his life. She didn't exactly return to him, and there was never any time for it. So unfortunately, it escaped her. And if we want to look at it from a deeper level, did she truly love Jinu? Is a question to ask. Nope. Oh my gosh. The manhwa seriously illustrated an entire panel just to Juhi, just to remind you, hey guys, it's her again. And then to rip the band-aid in front of you and be like, yeah, we're not doing that though. Hi, Juhi. Take it in, people. I think this is her last appearance in the whole series, even the sequel. Although it would be hilarious if she showed up in the sequel and like played a significant role. Imagine that happening to one of the secondary girl characters in the series, am I right? Ah! Why did I suddenly talk to a stranger? Does he think I'm trying to hit on him? Or maybe he thinks I'm from some kind of cult that's trying to recruit him. Nah, it's okay, girl. You had that feeling deep inside that you had to talk to him because of something you had forgotten. It's okay, but it makes sense from her perspective. He never interacted with her since he reversed time. They just happened to walk past each other. And even if Jinu were to give her back her memories, I don't think she would want them. Most of her memories of the timeline were very traumatic and sad and heavy. They were heavy. So Jinu not helping her with those kinds of things is a blessing. Because from his perspective, her being in ignorant bliss is what she always wanted. She didn't want to be in pain or suffering or in tragedy. She wanted to be happy in a sense. And not remembering something bad can be a good thing. And I mean, even if she got the memories, Jinu is dating Chahain. He's not gonna cheat on her. Guys, it's not that kind of series either. Who would dare cheat on the queen? Who would dare cheat on the queen? Who knows if she will appear again? I'm not holding my breath. I'm not making any promises, but I don't think she's going to become relevant again. Not unless Ragnarok has anything to do with it. And look at that. We're just going to pass by it as if it was just a regular moment. Oh! We are truly catching up with everybody. Look who it is! It's Mr. Go Gun He! Can you help me up? Thanks. What is this, Chairman? Some young man came by to give me this and left. Genu was going to Chairman Go. But he's not the chairman anymore, so I can't call him that. Genu went to Mr. Gung Hee to give him a potion. It's so fascinating. The security agents are protecting this room so tightly. But he was able to leave a bottle here without anyone realizing. But it's even harder to believe what that young man told me. He said that in the lost time, I fought against monsters with him. You sure did. You were awesome. And he's now come to give me this gift as thanks for that time. Then he disappeared just like that, as if he was a mirage, like he never existed to begin with. Based on what he said, if I drink what's inside this bottle, I'd become better, like my body would be completely cleansed. Ah ha 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 ha! Chairman, you don't believe his words, do you? I'm sick of this. Yeah, this is Chairman Go on his last legs. He was already pretty old by the time he awoke as a hunter. So what if what he said isn't true? I'll just ask you one more question. If I don't drink this, how long do I have left to live? If I drink this and things go wrong for me, please engrave this on my tombstone. Chairman Go Gun He fought until his last breath without giving up against his illness and is buried here. Wow. He's taking it. He's taking the potion. Put it down. I'll have to rest for a little. Please have a good rest, Chairman. You can call us anytime you need help. Okay. 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 Chairman? Are you okay? Let's see how this goes. He wakes up. It seems the sunlight is still too warm for winter to be approaching. Aww. That was nice. I'm trying to remember if we revisit him again. I think we will. But here we go. A chapter I am not a fan of. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go, people. I have a mixed opinion on this chapter. Chapter 189. I hate this chapter. I used to love it. But then as time went on, I grew bitter. Because why in the world is this stupid chapter here? Bottles up, Chairman. Let's celebrate. I know. Cheers, everyone. Pour one out for Chairman Go. But look, man, I am gonna try to breeze through this chapter as fast as possible. I hate this chapter. And it's only because of the final couple panels that completely ruin the concept of this chapter. Because if you want to ignore the end of the chapter, you could write this entire chapter off as an alternate timeline before the rulers had completely figured out their plan with the gates and the dungeons and the monsters and giving humans mana. You could write this chapter off as an earlier part of the war. But nope, you can't do that because it was all Jinu's dream. Well, you can just read through this chapter with no pause to end the suffering as much as possible. Yes. Let's read this nonsense of a chapter and get this over with. Unlike with Igris, that's canon. That's what he really was thinking when he battled Jinu. That was Igris. That made a difference because it recontextualized that entire battle. This does nothing. This will literally go down in history as my worst chapter. I don't even know if I want to put a filter on this guy's voice. Is he worth putting the voice filter? Is Antares worthy of the voice filter? Because I am so pissed at this chapter, I don't even care if I break my own rules. And why is no one else here? That's kind of sad. There were people here last time. It was in my schedule. I don't quite get it. Why aren't there more people here? There were plenty of people here last time. Alright. I've come to a decision. Because this chapter ends up not mattering at all, I don't have to follow my rules because it's not canon. And if that's the case, my rules won't be canon. There, I put a twist on it if you people really need a justification. Alrighty, let's begin this God-forsaken chapter. I'm so lonely, I have nobody. I know. I don't get it. I advertised this well in advance. And it's truly going to be the end of the series. I'm not making a part 3 stream. Why is no one else here? This feels so weird. Lately, my streams have had more people. Alright. Let's just breeze through this. I'm sorry if this is someone's favorite chapter or something, but I am not here for this. My name is Antares. I am the first and strongest monarch who was born from the darkness. I am the king of all dragons as well as a symbol of fear and destruction. That's right. Those who know me call me the Dragon King with reverence and respect. But one day, while I was hiding in the dimensional rift and preparing to invade Earth with all 10 million of my soldiers, I opened my eyes and found myself inside a human's body. God dang it. Why does this human look so weak? How pathetic. This human's name is Sung Jinu. He's a young man who is an E-rank hunter in a country called Korea. Although he's weak, he's been awakened as a hunter. Thanks to that, he must have come close to death several times. Yet it appears that he still hasn't given up on being a hunter. Is it because of his mother's illness? Huh, I could have easily healed a petty disease like that with my magic. Whatever. Who's this? Where are you, Mr. Sung? It's almost time for our raid, but I don't see you here yet. Are you going to be late again? Tardiness is the act of arriving later than the designated time due to one's failure to be punctual. In other words, this woman is daring to ask me, the almighty Dragon King, if I will commit an act that is a symbol of incompetence. I simply cannot let such a thing happen. Oi, where are you? Maybe you could just give the dragon the papyrus voice? Nah, that's a little too disrespectful. I know it's not the real Antares, but like, I'm not about to do that. He just doesn't have his godly echo to his voice because it's not the real him. This is all fake. I don't need to go that far. Where do you think? We're all waiting in front of the gate right now. And why are you talking to me so rudely all of a sudden, Mr. Sung? I must focus so I can find the place where this arrogant woman's voice is coming from. I found you. Excuse me, what do you mean you found? What the heck was that about? Am I late? God, he just appeared behind her. Damn. Is that supposed to be Juhi in this timeline? I asked if I arrived late. No? Good. Here you go, good luck with today's raid. Thanks. Sung, what's up? Have you had anything to eat yet? Who is this man? Is he my subordinate? Coffee, I would like some coffee as well. Mr. Sung Jinu, I'm sorry to say this, but all the coffee has just run out. That won't be a problem. And he just takes it. The strong take from the weak. That is the way of life for us monarchs. Don't you think Sung seems a little odd today? I agree, the look in his eyes is a bit scary. He's been giving me the chills since he got here. Jinu, you're hurt again. What happened to your face this time? Okay, hi, Juhi. Why are all the humans here so noisy? Geez, what happened to you? Listen up, everyone. I'm sure we're all looking to have a good time and hit the jackpot today. That said, even though I'm not in any place to say this, I'm thinking about taking charge and being the party leader. How does that sound to everyone? Song, you're the highest rank out of everyone here. I approve. Yeah, we can count on Song. Let's see those skills. Yes, I'm on board too. Me too, me too. Huh? That gate seems quite suspicious. All right then, let's all head in. Let's get cracking. All the gates that appear on Earth are being created by the rulers. So why do I feel the energy of a monarch coming from the gate? Damn, Antares is making our MC a punk. Don't get comfortable with it. This could have totally been an alternate timeline, but prepare to have your hopes and dreams crushed. I better investigate this. I will be going as well. Of course you are, Sung. Sung, keep behind us so you don't get hurt. Take it easy. That man is weak, yet he seems to be a loyal subordinate who cares about his master's safety. Ugh. And of course, this is when Sung takes the time to show off because it's not him. It's Antares. He truly has the arrogance of a dragon king. Seriously, doesn't Sung seem different today? Well, maybe the magic beasts in this dungeon are just that weak. But I can't even follow his movements with my eyes. What are you waiting for? We must go this way. Wait, we should decide these things with a vote. Ooh. Who else wishes to vote on this? It looks like the rest of you are willing to follow me. Oh, dear. Aren't we venturing in too deep? How long have we been walking? For about 40 minutes now. The gate closes in 1 hour after the boss is defeated, so we'll have to be out 20 minutes leeway to head back. Why is there a door at the end of this cave? Even though this is a first for me, seems rather strange. I feel like this place is dangerous. It seems like they're nervous. Well, I agree that this place will be dangerous. I myself can sense the daunting energy coming out of that room. Wait, Sung! Damn, he just grabs a dude and tosses him in there. Ah! What do you think you're doing? Nothing's happening. Let us head in. Damn. Because he's aware that this could potentially be a trap for a monarch. Wink, wink. Antares was ready to just throw a human under the bus. Gee. Why does that not surprise me? Are you people having fun? Is this chapter fun? After everything we've watched and read together, does this feel fun? I used to think it was, until I realized a lot about the series. And remember, this was back at a time when Ragnarok did not exist. Meaning, this chapter is even more ridiculous. Because of something that will impact Antares way later. I don't care if it's for the novel version and not the webcomic, the Manhwa. It's still something that impacts Antares. And it makes this chapter even more dumb. It became Dumb and Dumber. Ha ha! Take that. Oh, the torch is lit up. Nice. Never seen anything like this dungeon. Now chop chop, let's all split up and take a look around. Wow, that statue's super huge. Oh, remember this thing? The famous smile? That's not the boss, is it? It's that one, actually. Huh? Wait, isn't this writing on the stone slate a runic inscription? Does anyone know how to read it? These fools! Why can't a single one of them read something so simple? The commandments of the Kartanon Temple. Hey, Genu! Oh, over there, that huge statue! Let go of me! 1. Thou shalt worship God. 2. Thou shalt praise God. 3. Thou shalt prove thy faith. Those who fail to obey these commandments shall not be spared. And there's the statues coming alive. Kinda like what happened before, but this time they sense something that's not supposed to be here. You dare try to take me down with such little power? Boom. Complete and utter annihilation. The breath of destruction. See? See? Is this fun? Antares is just showing off at a point when he's not even supposed to exist. Like, did we even bother getting a stupid explanation of how he ended up in Genu's body? No, we didn't. He literally said, one day while I was preparing to invade, I opened my eyes and found myself in a human's body. Like, how does that make any sense? At least with Ashborn, Genu got a pop-up notification to be given the system. Once you start to remember how things really went down, the cracks start to appear. Because why does Antares, who is barely in control of this vessel, have the breath of destruction? Like, that seems like something that would be limited by the fact that he's in a human. How does he have the breath of destruction? It's almost like he has a, a move with a base power of a 1000 in an area where the highest strength should be like within like 300. It feels like overkill. But there he goes, blasting away the statues. Kya, 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 kya. Now this is true power. And of course, his fingernails got longer. And like dragon claws. Ugh. The statues are starting to move. Ha 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 ha! You insolent puppets! You're too slow. Wait, don't you think there's another way to do this? What about those commandments from earlier? Okay, see? But they don't know that what was really going to go on was that the commandments are actually a fake, a facade before the architect question mark kills them, except for Genu, right? Wasn't that the architect? Is this all you've got? This wasn't even difficult enough to be a warm-up. Who in the world are you? You have ruined all my preparations! Shut up! Ah! I didn't come here to speak with that fake. The one I seek is the one pulling the strings from the shadows. Show yourself, you coward! Monarch of destruction! We were destined to meet like this. I shall put an end to our ill-fated relationship here, once and for all! Wow, Ashbourne was here this whole time. Good to know. But that doesn't help anyway, because maybe none of this mattered at all. I like the sound of that. Come! Our battle won't end easily. And then boom, we're done. The nightmare is over. Ack! What was that? Was it all just a dream? And there's Belion, Beru, and Egress. Thank the Lord. It's over. We're done. I am done reading this stupid chapter. I am done with this chapter. I used to think this was fun, but now there's nothing to take away from this, except for the fact that Ashbourne was in the dungeon this whole time. That is literally the only thing in the double dungeon that we didn't know about before. That's it. And is it really something new? How can we be sure that that was like what actually happened? Because this entire thing was a dream. There's nothing to take away from this chapter. There is nothing at all. This was straight filler. I do not care. I straight up do not care if people find Antares funny or enjoyable, or they find pleasure in his arrogance or whatever. This chapter was stupid. I like Antares for what he was before the timeline reset. Not this. Because even if this was a possible alternate reality, what else would there be to do? Like, okay, Genu is now taken over by Antares. He potentially fights Ashbourne to what? A draw? Does he die? And if that's the case, do the other monarchs still go on with the invasion? Then the rulers won't really have a reason for Ilhuan to do anything, right? Like, there's so much that depends on Genu being the Shadow Monarch. What even happens in that alternate version of everything? It gets to a point where you realize it doesn't matter, because it never happened, and never will. So let's move on from this godforsaken chapter and get to some of the actual fun chapters of this epilogue. Like this one. I remember really loving this chapter. Chapter 190. We are 10 chapters away from finishing. And we are finally past the stain on this epilogue for me. It's my opinion. If you want to disagree, feel free to disagree. I was dreading having to reread that chapter for so long. We're done. I never want to look at it again. Now let's have some fun with the real timeline. And if anybody, wants to give their 2 cents on that chapter, feel free to put it in the comments or chat about it. I would love a conversation. We are within 10 chapters. This will probably be over sooner than I think. So if you want to talk to me while I'm live about literally anything that relates to the channel, or if you want to ask me a question, feel free to go ahead. But we are at chapter 190. We're in the 90s, everyone. Get ready for a good stretch of chapters. Ever since I started working on Earth, I've been hearing a rumor via the police after the detectives started to give me their support. So this is an older... No, wait. What? Oh, okay. This is a new guy. We're at the police station. A time skip has occurred. A lot of stuff went down. It's a rumor that there's a detective known as Ghost in the Central Police Violent Crime Department. Lee Se-han, a new detective. We're entering new territory, everybody. And I'm going to bring back the laser pointer. Are you going to be good to me this time? Are you going to work? Nope, you're going to be a laggy piece of crap. I really need to find a better laser pointer. That is such a pain. I sent you a Gachiakuta trailer on Discord. Hold on, I can check. I'm not going to react to a trailer if the episodes are just going to keep releasing anyway. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I had a feeling the Overlord movie was going to cut stuff, but I didn't know they were going to cut that much. And it's weird. It's almost 2 hours, and they're adapting only 2 books. How do they manage to cut so much? You know what? It's fine. If I watch the movie after having read The Holy Kingdom, and I'm not able to pick up on most of the things they cut, then maybe... Look, we all knew the Overlord franchise sucks when it comes to adapting its source material. So, it'll do what it has to do, and then if people want more, the books are right there. It's just a second part trailer? Okay, well that's fine, I guess. Because he catches even criminals from cold cases on top of his own cases. He has an arrest rate of 200%. Damn. Genu is just that good. And so all sorts of heinous criminals would become meek lambs in front of Ghost. This rumor has already become a legend to all the police in the area. There are even rumors that he rejected a promotion because he wants to fully devote himself to groundwork. But of course, no one really ever rejects a promotion. Are you the newbie who joined today? Yes, sir! No need to be so tense. We're all one family now. Here, this is for you. Thank you! The department chief told me that I'll be moving with Detective Sung. Ah, Ghost. What? No one ever knows where he truly is. That's why we gave him that nickname. Eventually, the other police stations also called him that. You've heard of him before too, right? Yes? The coffee I just gave you was supposed to be for him as well. Speak of the devil, there he is. That's the Central Police Station's ghost? Senior. Hey, are things going well? For now. Is he the newbie? Yeah, he is. He's Lee Sehan. I'll go teach him a few things first. Okay, I'll see you later. He's not angry because I drank his coffee, right? So, sir, where are we going? Why did you become a police officer? I wanted to catch bad guys. That's what we're gonna do right now. Good for you, Sung. You took up Woo's offer from all those chapters ago. He's like, yeah, why not? I'll become a detective. I'll become a cop. I think he's more a detective than a cop, but he also, like, has a perfect record on arresting people. Hey, Mr. Ghost, how are you doing? This is so lonely. Someone else please join the stream already. Me and Lee eventually get tired of just talking to each other back and forth. Why can't it be like other streams all the time when I have other people? What does it take for you people to want to watch me? And this is the fun part of solo leveling now. We've gotten past my worst chapter. We're on the fun stuff. That's why I became a police officer too. You're coming along, right? Of course! I can't believe I'm learning how to catch criminals with Ghost. A few days later. Looks like he... Why does he look half dead? I heard he's in that state because he followed Detective Sung to catch criminals for a whole day. To think he had experience in catching armed robbers while being unarmed. Teaching him would be worth it. My liege, you should leave such menial tasks to us. Detective, Jin is definitely not someone who'd commit suicide. I understand how you feel, but I explained it to you, didn't I? All the evidence points to... Hey, look at this text! Does it look like a text from someone who commits suicide in 3 hours? Look, suicides are usually done more on impulse than planned. Can I take a look at that? Genu. Yes, thank you. Get to the bottom of this. Detective Sung, don't make things difficult for me. A woman was found dead in the bathtub due to a huge wound on her wrist and excessive blood loss. The knife that was used to slit her wrist was found in the bathroom. The only fingerprints found in that area were the deceased's own fingerprints. While the deceased usually appeared to have a cheerful personality, she actually had depression. Nothing strange here, right? Even so, I'll go take a look myself. Right, because of his ability. The Shadow Monarch can speak to the dead. What better witness to have than the person who's already dead? Man, it makes you wonder why there aren't more necromancers in fiction that are just police officers. If they fit the vibe of being in law enforcement. It seems the ghost has caught a scent again. Does he never get tired? I'm Detective Sung Jinu. Can I talk to you for a moment? I mean, it's funny. He puts other police officers out of a job, but yet he refuses a promotion. Gee, why does that sound familiar? Jinu's offered a lot, but he refuses to take any kind of chance at a promotion. Okay, so we're at the girl's apartment. Ah, Jinu just, casually teleporting like he is, Shadow Monarch with all that aura. Look at this man. He's at her apartment, the crime scene, but watch what he's gonna do. I used to need corpses in the past, but arise. That's right. He doesn't need a corpse anymore. Excuse me. Sorry. But that's right, everyone. He's gotten so powerful as the Shadow Monarch, he doesn't even need corpses anymore. He just needs a fraction of what made them alive, meaning her blood. And that's the girl. Ah, ah, don't be afraid. The current you is an existence that has escaped from the bridle of life and suffering. That would be kind of freaky, though. You think you're dead and you're in the great abyss of the afterlife, and then suddenly Jinu pulls your soul from there and back to a body that you recognize, and you're like, wait, what? I thought I was dead. That would be kind of trippy. Did you take your own life? Yes. What's the reason? I. Aha. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. See, I love this epilogue because of like all that Genu is doing because of who he is now. He already made the world a better place by no gates, no mana, no hunters, no rulers, no monarchs. He's now just casually solving cases by putting things right with his ability. He's doing so as a typical police officer, which goes against the title of being a monarch, doesn't it? Isn't that just lovely? Who's here at this hour? I'm Sung Jinu from the Central Police Station's Violent Crime Department. I have some questions in regards to your daughter's case. May I talk to you for a while? Ooh, he figured something out. I love this chapter, man. I don't know what it was when I read this for the first time, but I love this chapter. Anything to get me away from that Antares bullshit. And that just utterly ridiculous chapter. I'll take anything in exchange. And this is great development for Genu. He's an immortal being with magic and the ability to talk to the dead, and has a shadow army the size of 3 countries at this point. Maybe the size of 4 continents. And yet he's a typical police officer. That's genius. That's absolute cinema. Are the results of the investigation out? How did my daughter die? We still haven't found that out yet, but I'd like to ask a few questions about your daughter. Can you come with me? Of course. If I can help in any way in regards to my daughter's death, I'll do it. Sure, buddy. Sure. There's a reason Genu is talking to you. Let's see how this goes. What kind of student is Miss Seojin usually? Pardon? Do you know of anyone who might have a grudge against her? No, not at all. She's the kind who do anything that causes others to. She's not the kind who would do anything that causes others to hate her. She's a really kind and innocent child. Wow, that sounds like me. That really does sound like me. I don't go out of my way to cause others to hate me. Mostly the things that have happened to me over the course of my life have been because other people have hated me. It's never been a case where I did anything that caused people to hate me. Well, okay, there was that one time, but it was an accident, okay. College life was weird. The only thing I'm going to continue on that story was I made a dumb mistake like you do in college, and yet, you know, the people held it over my head and it became an awkward tension in the air for a whole school year. It was weird. And like let's not. Okay, I'll end my own story by just saying that it was a one-time thing. I don't usually do things intentionally that causes people to hate me. But people have told me in the past that maybe I've been taken advantage of in the past, that maybe people have played me for a fool. But I don't think so. If people want to say that people were using me or not really my friend, then that's up to them to decide if that's how it really was. And it's up to me to decide, well, who's my friend then? I can't just start doubting everybody that I thought was my friend. Sorry, that got a little real for a second there. I'm sorry, detective. I still can't believe that my daughter would kill herself. It seems you loved her a lot. Of course. I'm sure you already know, but she's not my real daughter. Oh. Oh, that makes things so much clearer. That makes things clearer. You're a stepdad. Oh boy. We know how this goes in fiction most of the time. A step parent. Okay. The red flag was right there. That's why I loved her like a real daughter. No, I loved her even more than a real daughter. Oh boy. Like I said, the red flags are right here. If only she told me that she was having a hard time or was in pain. We discovered an audio file among her belongings. You got caught, fool. This isn't a conversation for the sake of questioning. This is you confessing the crime, you dummy. Pardon? Please listen to it first. Yada yada yada, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. That's the evidence of the horrible abuse that she has suffered from her adoptive father since she was young. Hoo 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 hoo. You got caught, fool. You are such a dumbass. Not even just because of like the fact that you are a terrible person who abused an adopted daughter. Like that's just messed up. But you're dumb enough to leave evidence somewhere that a person could find? Okay. Imagine you're a normal police officer doing this case in the age of technology, like our modern era. Imagine this is a real case and you don't have the ability to talk to the dead, right? Imagine you were the guy that this was on before Genu took it over. Eventually, they would have found the evidence on her phone of an audio file. Because eventually they would want to go through things to make sure they have everything. The father made it look like a suicide and that it would be an open and shut case. But he was stupid enough to not check every piece that could be considered evidence. Isn't that crazy? Let's not just take into account the fact that Jinu literally resurrected the daughter's soul to speak with her and have the best eyewitness you could possibly have. But this guy was an utter fool who didn't think to check maybe I got rid of all the evidence. Nope. Because he was too stuck up in his own delusions. Isn't that something? She escaped to a faraway place, but her adopted father kept sending messages like, I miss you, to her. And in the end, she chose death. What is the reason for letting me hear this? If you had intended to arrest me, you could have just brought a few more police officers along and put me in cuffs. Well, the gig is up, but we are not about to let you walk away. See, Jinu isn't your typical police officer. Because you are very capable of hiding evidence and misconstruing the truth, why should we hand you over to real police officers for you to go to jail and then for you to probably break out? Because you don't seem like the kind of person who would repent for their sins. So Jinu is just going to erase you from the face of the earth. And then make up a story about how you attacked him and, as a cop, self-defense. Although then the case becomes, where would the body go, because it's literally removed from the face of the planet. Who knows? Because look at what Jinu's gonna do. You have two choices. One would be to admit to all your crimes and turn yourself in. Oh, never mind. I thought Jinu was gonna do something. Did I forget this wrong? Maybe, maybe not. What's the other choice? In return for not admitting to your crimes, you just have to pay a reasonable price. Now hold it. Not the price you're thinking of. He's not about to be bribed or anything. Just wait. He's asking for a very specific kind of price. How much would be enough? And then Jinu goes, that's enough. Now listen up. Actually, the place that you're sitting in right now isn't the world that you live in. It's a different world which I had temporarily made look like the outside world. The land of the dead that the living can't step into without the permission of the owner. It's the territory of eternal rest. That's also the name of the place that you'll be imprisoned in from now on. See, I told you. I told you Jinu wasn't about to let this man off easily. Wait, detective, what on earth is all this? Think carefully. Do you remember how you came here? How? Come to think of it, the lights of this cafe are turned on so brightly. But why isn't there anyone else other than me and him? It only took you just now to realize that you've been trapped? Who are you? This is a dream, right? It's all a dream, right? He tries to make a run, but too late, fool. Oh, you're done. This, this, this piece of shit is done. He's dead. He's gone. Vamos. Bye bye. Finito. He is about to be tormented. Ha 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 ha. And look at that. Thank you, my liege. Look at that. Look at that. Now all we have to do is make up an excuse for why the father is gone. Which shouldn't be hard for Genu to do. Because once he brings the evidence to the police station and the court, he can then make up an excuse about what happened in the encounter of trying to arrest him. And then they'll write it off. Because, oh, he's dead. I love it. Anything else you want to say? If it's not too inconvenient, may I ask for one more favor? Aw, I know what this is. Jin asked you to give this to me? The name written on this letter is yours, right? I think she would have hoped for this present to find its owner. Based on the circumstances, it's highly unlikely that it's a murder. The investigation will come to an end soon. As the saying goes, dead men tell no tales. Exactly. You got that right. Is there really not even a 1% chance? That means she... Thank you. 1 hour before she cut her wrist, if she hadn't received that indecent message from her adopted father, would the both of them had been able to enjoy the birthday party together? Oh my gosh. But that's realistic, isn't it? Circumstances, those kinds of situations, they just happen. She missed her friend's birthday by a couple hours because she couldn't take the abuse anymore. That's realistic. That's something that can happen. That's that is very sad and messed up. See how much I'm loving this compared to the last chapter already? This was fun and vindicating. And the reason Genu should stay on this planet, my goodness. This is amazing. This is amazing. Can we just forget that that last chapter ever happened? Good. Let's continue. We are on chapter 191. We're reaching the pretty good chapters. We're about to reach the prequel to Ragnarok, basically, because the epilogue eventually becomes a prologue. Chapter 191. Sir, I'm planning to propose to Gina. Oh, you are Jinho. That's cool. That is actually so cool. That's big for Jinho. The author found a way for him to stay relevant even as the story continues. By marrying Jinu's sister. Remember how Jinu and Jinho in season 2 made that promise to each other, that brotherly bond? that they would be basically brotherhood. They would be a brotherhood with each other. They would become like brothers of a bond. If he marries Jinu's sister, they will be brother-in-laws. Like even more official than before. That's amazing. Yeah, no way. Hopefully the anime will skip the last chapter, but I don't think so. Look, it's going to take a long time before the anime reaches that point. And I really am holding my breath and crossing my fingers that they skip it entirely. In any case, let's just keep going. So Jinho wants to marry Jinu's sister. For people who are fans of a certain parody of this franchise, that's probably blasphemy. But guess what? We look at the canon material, not parodies, you dummies. I can't believe people take those seriously. You people are sick. You know that? I hate abridged series so much, except for one. One. The only exception I will give is Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. Why? Because it doesn't slander Hellsing Ultimate. It was already a funny anime anyway, so its abridged is not harming anything. But no, every other abridged series I've ever come across has ruined the series' reputation in the eyes of some fans, who are so dumb they think the abridged is the canon one. I don't know what to say. That feels like a slap in the face to the authors that wrote those series. I will never watch an abridged series on my channel. Let me repeat that for the guys in the back. I will never watch an abridged series on my channel. Are we clear? I like having fun. But if you're going to go as far as to do stuff like that, then it doesn't feel like fun. Alrighty, let's continue. And Ginu's just like, what? I'm serious, I'm going to do it today. But do you think Gina will like this ring? Well, I don't really know much about stuff like that. What do you mean, man? I thought you were married to Chaheen at this point in time. Well, that's okay. I actually prepared a bunch of different gifts because I didn't know what she'd like. Aw. But how long has he known Jinha, you know? Like, how long has their relationship been? You would think you would know these things, Jinho, if you've been dating with Gina for who knows how long. The truth is, we're constructing a new building on our company property. When Gina finishes her residency, she can open her own clinic there. That's right! Her dream was to be a doctor! Kinda like Isshin Kurosaki. Although that was different circumstances, but same general gist. Okay. Well, that was also Masaki. Yeah, I know. I've watched Bleach. I've watched The Blood War. I've read it. I loved Everything But the Rain. Wait, is the estimated price of that building 30 billion won? Which equates to 30 million US dollars? Which, that is a lot. What? How did you know that? Oh, because the building that was offered in his previous timeline was 30 billion won. Is this fate? Is this fate? He's remembering from before. He's like, wow, what a coincidence. You don't have to try so hard to earn her affection, Jinho. You're a good guy, so just show her your true self. Can I hug you, sir? No. He does it anyway. Sir! Oh, I remember now. We're at a pretty good chapter. I remember now. Chapter 191. Like I said at the beginning of the chapter, what do you mean you don't have much experience with that stuff, Genu? You're married. Dada! Welcome back. Oh, you're still awake? Yes, but why did you go out for drinks today when you can't even get drunk? Jinho wanted to talk about something important, so I went out to see him. Here we are, people. The reason that I was shipping Genu and Cha so vehemently during the anime's release. Because I was waiting to reach this moment again. How could I deny the one true ship when this is the outcome? We didn't have to wait as long as we think, people. This wasn't like other series that kept you guessing. It's a solid outcome. He married Cha Hae-in. They had a son. Let's go. I mean, the funny thing was, even before I read this for the first time, I was still standing the two of them anyway. So I'm just so glad to have been a fan of her since the beginning. Let's freaking go. And besides, based on her dialogue, why did you go out for drinks when you can't even get drunk? Implies that when they had their kiss at Christmas, he did tell her everything and gave her back her memories. Because she is aware of the fact that he can't get drunk. And besides, if Genu didn't care about continuing to live on Earth, why would he marry a woman that he promised he would see again? And why would he have a child? Because he wants to. He used to be human. So he, of course, still wants to have that life. Of course, it's weird because I'm not sure if the monarchs have any children themselves. And I know that's a big issue in Ragnarok. But man, doesn't this just make you happy? Look where we ended up. Look at this. Besides, look at Shaheen. She aged gracefully. Is he finally ready to pop the question? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm surprised Suho's still up at this hour. It's because he had a long nap during the day. That's right, everybody. Meet the one, the only, Sung Suho. You're going to be seeing a lot of him from now on. Hello, Suho. Oh, aren't you just a fun character? You will be. It's amazing. I finally made it back to this point. Huh? What's up with these guys? Well... Oh, you're in for some very good banter. This is about to be fun. Why can't we teach our little king how to wield a sword? Does that make any sense to you, Igris? In this world, those with academic prowess are the ones who hold power, Bellion. I love that that's what they are now. They're just the nannies. It's fine. They serve Genu, and now, by proxy, they serve his lineage. It's literally the same case with Ashbourne. Ashbourne passed it to Genu, so they will now follow the same loyalty of, like, they will help his son. I love it. See, and this is a weird case where Suho is kind of born into this lifestyle and born into this world of power. Remember, from Genu's perspective, he was born a normal human and was E rank. And that already seems like a lifetime ago. His son is the successor of the Shadow Monarch. Well, okay, that's a little up for debate. But he is the son of a monarch, right? He is the son of 2 S ranks. And he has his father's foot soldiers that he can call upon for help as well. Think about it that way. I love these chapters, man. Hey, I'm not against Suho learning swordsmanship or studying, but why don't you worry about it after he learns how to walk? And why don't you come home earlier until he learns how to walk, Genu? Oh, yes, ma'am. uh, this is lovely. I love this. Okay, we're back at the police station. Did you want to see me, Chief? There's a rumor that you're still going around investigating the other officers' cases. Please keep it to a level where your colleagues won't resent you, Mr. Sung. Oh, it's Woo! I'm not a hunter anymore, Chief. And you're my boss now, so you don't have to address me formally. But I still feel the most comfortable addressing you like this. Isn't that weird? When you're like, when anyone else would look at this and be like, why are you treating him with such seniority when you're his boss? And he's like, you wouldn't understand, man. You wouldn't understand. By the way, did you know that the adoptive father of the woman who committed suicide went missing a few days ago? Did he now? I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I didn't know. Coincidentally, all the security cameras around his house malfunctioned at the time that he went missing. Wow, what a strange coincidence. Guys, we totally didn't do anything. If anybody asks, we know nothing. Whatever Whatever you do, I trust you, Mr. Sung. Anyway, I didn't call you here because of that. What's this? I thought you might want to know. The chairman of the Hunters Association, I mean, Chairman Go Gun Hee, is in critical condition. Wow. And look at it this way. Wu only knows Chairman Go Gun Hee in this timeline because of his memories. If he didn't get those memories back, he would never have known the man. Which makes you wonder, did Genu already stop by to give the potion? Yes, he did. So how long did it prolong his life? It must have been quite a lot, because Genu gave him the potion while he was still in college. And it looks like he's like aged, what, 7 years? Well, aging is more like he shapeshifts his appearance to look like he's older. So the fact that Chairman Go managed to live longer is a big plus. That's a good thing. So we are going to finally wrap up that story. Which is funny. We were last with him before everything went to crap. But yeah, let's wrap up this part of the story. Huh? It's nice to see you again. I see you've returned, young man. I've actually been searching for you for a long time. If you wish to be healed again, sir, I've lived a long life. Thanks to the 10 extra years you gave me, I've finished everything I needed to. Wow. Just a single use of that potion gave him an extra decade on his life. An extra decade. That's good enough for me. I actually have a favor to ask of you. That day, you told me that we fought together in another world. Could you show me that world? See? For anyone that was trashing on the epilogue for rewinding time, you obviously never got to this chapter. It still mattered. It still happened. It's not just swept under the rug because it was all undone. It did happen. Remember the demon's castle? That was actually Earth that was already ravaged by the monarchs in other timelines that the rulers had to undo. It still existed. Which is weird because they were previous versions of the world, but yet, well, no, it was also a part of the architect and the system to make Genu stronger with the demons. So it doesn't completely follow the same logic, but you know what I mean. It still happened in the chronology of the universe. I would like to see what happened there with my own eyes. I want to know what I was like there and what you were like as well. These memories might not be pleasant for you to recall. It's all right. I just want to recover my lost memories. And I mean, it's his dying wish. You may as well let him die having seen it all again. So here we are, getting to see all of this again. I'm Chairman Go. An island, Jeju Island. Form my own guild. He's remembering it all. He's remembering it all. Up until his death. The last battle he ever fought. Oh! I'm so glad I was reunited with you like this, Mr. Sung. See? It all makes sense now. Suddenly, he's the same Chairman Go as we always knew. Would you really want Juhi to see these kinds of memories? When, like, she went through a lot, and the point was for most people to not remember the bad things about the past? Mr. Sung, it really was a great honor to have worked with young heroes like you. Oh, even if my body turns cold, in this warm sunlight, these glorious memories will remain with me and keep me warm forever. Beep. And there we go, everybody. There we go. Rest in peace, sir. You devoted your life to serving many people. That makes you a hero as well. Hello? Genu! Oh, hold on. How dare I? You know what? Before we finish the chapter, let's pause for a moment and pour one out for Chairman Go. Rest in peace, man. You have served many people, you have helped many people. Now you may rest. Let's give a moment of silence for Chairman Go Gun Hee of the Hunters Association. Yeah, we are now moving into new territory. Territory without Chairman Go. But this is a better send-off for him than the previous time. But you can argue that this built upon his previous demise. Because he never had to worry about fighting anybody. He never had to worry about being in danger or being in harm's way or being involved in unnecessary mind games with guilds. There wasn't anything like that in this version of the world. And yet he still devoted his life and his extra decade that he got for his life to finish all of his unfinished business. It's amazing. Yeah. Rest in peace, Chairman Go. Now then, hello? Genu! So, Suho is... What is it? Our Suho! Oh, we're about to get to a funny panel. Is flying! See, that's why I wanted to pause and stop and give a moment of silence for Chairman Go, because I forgot this was also here. This is the chapter where Chahain freaks out. Our sun is flying. I wonder how much did you watch from the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter? I watched all of it. When I say I watched Hunter x Hunter in the past, I say I watched all of it, including the first the first 8 episodes of the 1999 version before I swapped over to the 2011 version, which meant that I knew Kite from the very beginning of Hunter x Hunter because of my very weird circumstances. I was lucky enough to watch it the way that I did, because when Kite returned, it had a big impact for me, because I was like, I remember you. You gave Gon his father's hunting license. Right? He gave Gon Jean's hunter license, which was, the actual beginning of Hunter x Hunter. I mean, I was ignorant at the time. I didn't know there were 2 versions of it. And once I did, I just swapped over to where I was in the series, which was the hunting exam. So I didn't really miss out on much either. But yeah, this was always a fun panel. Cha's freaking out over this. And then in the background, Igris and Belion are just clapping. But yeah, this is a very famous panel. What? I'm saying Suho is flying all over the house right now. Man, the death of Chairman Isaac still hits me to this day. Yeah. I think the death of Netero hits everybody hard. Especially because it didn't even help. He thought he beat Meruem with the bomb, and no, he didn't. Except for the bomb's poison, which was poisoning the king until he actually died of the poison. But, like, for what it was supposed to be at the time, it didn't work. That's strange. Considering who Suho's parents are, I thought he'd be running around the moment he was born. What should I do? It's okay, don't worry about it. What? I'll teach Suho everything starting with flying. You can fly too? Didn't I mention it to you? To be fair, when your whole reality is shifted because you meet someone who defies the laws of the universe, and you say a bunch of stuff to her and then you give her back her memories, I feel like that would be something that would be lost under the weight of, like, knowing about all of this. Because this woman has to realize she essentially married a god. She essentially married a divine being who used to know her. So her forgetting that he told her that he can fly makes perfect sense. When autumn comes, winter follows, and spring returns again. Everything has a beginning and an ending, and after the ending there is another beginning. No, Suho, put that down! Bing! Crash. Hyene, I'll be home early today. This is the day he decides to come home early? Perfect. But it looks like winter is still far away at our home. Since our little king can fly, he should learn how to fight in the air in advance. Nonsense. This means he will become a pilot in the future. Please hurry home, Genu. Once again, I freaking love this panel. Bellion still has this old mentality of like, bro, he needs to learn how to fight. And Egress is like, no. He'll become a pilot in the future. That was such a random thing, though. Yeah, totally. He'll be a pilot. If he has this ability already, why would he want to be a pilot if he can just fly? And I love that Shaheen is still just so utterly surprised by this. She's like, help me, my husband. Help me. Man, I love this chapter. I love it for everything that it has. We're closing in on the end, everybody. We're at chapter 192. There's nothing to eat. The children have begun to consume each other. This land can no longer provide sustenance for our kingdom. This won't do. I need to test. I need the best soldier who can lead my kingdom. For the kingdom. Decrease the fear of the enemies who are blocking our path. Decrease the fear of the enemies who are blocking our path. There is no king outside. Okay. We're getting a Beru chapter. That's fine. I love Beru. So that's why I was born to kill. All living things looked at me with fear. This was the first time where I met someone who wasn't afraid of me. It's been a while. Oh, hold on. It's been a while since then. For a human who isn't afraid of me to appear. Nah. Jinu's son Suho just looks at him like, "You're so cool, Beru! Ant! Ant! You're a cool ant!" Damn, the Orc King and the army of orcs in slime, deja vu. Yeah. Yeah. When you think about it that way, it is kind of very similar, yeah. Ant! Ant! Translator note, baby talk. This is purposely spelt incorrectly. Ant! 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 How strange! Why is the little lord always looking for me? There's no way that he'd hate you. Huh? An ant larger than a human is walking, can fly, and can talk. What child would hate him? I'm big, can talk, and fly, so that's why the little lord likes me? Commander, you have arrived. We need to alter our plan a little. Pardon? But, Commander, this fresh statue of the liege has been planned by you since a few months ago for the liege's 32nd birthday. I'm not canceling it. I'm saying I want to adjust that part. Make it like this, and that, like that. Oh, that's definitely possible. I think a better statue will come out of this, Commander. However, we need a lot more people compared to right now. May I mobilize the demons who created the demon statue? Essel! Essel is still around, people. Kick, kick, kick. All right, then. I'll come back after taking care of something. Huang Ying, are we really gonna do it? This brat. What, are you scared now? No, Huang Ying. Just because of Sung Jinu, our gang has dismembered. If we got attacked that many times, then wouldn't it be even if we got back at him once? Oh no. Oh no. These guys are in for a very rude surprise. Of course, Huang Nim. Kang Du died because he got caught robbing the detective's house when his wife and son were at home. Do you get it? Yes, Huang Nim. To think there is no security system in such a huge house. There is no different from telling people to come and rob the place. You fools are about to have another thing coming. They don't need no security. They have the best security there is. Soldiers that can kill 100 times over. Did I say 100? I meant 1,000 times over. You are utter fools. Don't be scared, just don't make any mistakes. Huh? What? Why are you the only one following? What about the other two? Huh? Who knows? These bastards, seriously. They ran away because they were scared? Shh. I knew it! I knew it! Who needs a security system when you have Best Boy Beru? He's the BBB. The Best Boy Beru. They are also the best babysitters ever. Because they would literally ride or die with Suho. Even as a baby. They're like, we will protect the little lord with our lives. Although there's nothing strong enough that would threaten their lives. The little lord has just fallen asleep for his nap. It's not something an unwelcome guest should interfere with. A familiar stare, an emotion. I like the liege's trust and the little lord's interest. But this isn't too bad either. There's an expression that slaughterers show in front of other slaughterers. So we got that backstory for Beru at the beginning to remind us again that he was born to kill and to be feared. So he takes this opportunity to be like, I like my liege and I like his son. I like my new job and position and everything, but it doesn't hurt to let loose every once in a while, does it? And what's great about it is Beru is totally fine to do it because he knows to only do it to people who are evil. And besides, look at this. Look at this. If anyone wanted confirmation if the Radiru clan made it, and if Essel was still alive and remembered Jinu, this is all the confirmation you need. Essel Radiru with a construction hat, and her father, right here. You Essel fans are eating good. Right next to the Chahain fans. We are dining good now, boys. How is it? I changed it according to what the commander said. Cack, 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 it's amazing! I'm sure my liege will be happy when seeing this magnificent and beautiful statue. Cack, cack, cack! Oh, because he's holding Suho. Oh, that is so glorious. That is so glorious. I think even Jinu would be impressed with this statue. Remember how he used to hate all the extravagant stuff that his shadows would do? Like the castle and stuff? This is something he would be proud of. This has got to be something he would be happy of. Man, I am feeling so good. When the little lord can step foot into this place in the distant future, I'm sure this gift will be very meaningful. Yeah! What? Suho is here? Already? He's barely a toddler. What? Oh, that was a surprise. Huh? And Beru's just like, what? 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 Huh? Ant! Ant! Yuck! Oh, that was funny. That was funny. That was extremely funny. A few days later. Oh boy. This is a part of the epilogue that I heard was cut down from the novel version, but I didn't know that until later. So it brings me back to the whole, should I buy only one volume of the novel if it's only the epilogue? Suho's mother? Here, can you please take a look at this drawing? This is the drawing that Suho drew. Imagine they will give the statue a weapon and I don't know, somehow make the statue an automatic moving golem. Yo, imagine. That would be funny. But I don't think so. Because those that statue situation was pretending. No, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It would be funny, but unless that's something that will actually come up in the future, I don't think that's actually going to happen. But nice idea though. What's wrong with this drawing? The teacher in charge of Suho asked to draw a friend in the sketchbook. Ah, now that I think about it, the ant standing on two legs. Suho drew Beru. How beautiful. How lovely. There are more drawings like this, and that's what Suho drew after being asked if he had any other friends. Oh, Tusk. I'm guessing Bellion. And the next drawing is how Suho drew his family. his mother, his father, and all of Jinu's shadow soldiers. Wow. Like I said before, that's what happens when you're born the son of a monarch and the shadows can just be out in the open for people to see. And his mother was also an S rank. And the last drawing is what Suho drew for the top. Our house. That's the reason why I called you in today. We've looked after numerous children, but this is the first time we've seen a child's friends and family drawn like this. Their house, shadow soldiers, and a bunch of darkness. I guess to the average person that would seem very disconcerting. It would be very that'd be very worrisome. When his teacher asked why he drew the bottom of his house like this, Suho replied saying that his friends, family, and his big dad were there. The big dad in this context is the statue of his father. That is very good. Okay. We thought he was being bullied at first, but after seeing his bright attitude, we didn't think it was that anymore. It's possible that Suho has a unique talent for art. Ah, yes. That's kind of sad though that he can't keep developing like this because he's the son of the Shadow Monarch. So I guess from a certain perspective, how this chapter is gonna end is kind of sad, but I mean, Ragnarok is there for a reason. Sunbai Neem, congratulations on your promotion. Congratulations. Shouldn't you buy us a meal, Chief Sung? He became chief? Wow. He finally took the promotion. It only took him, like, what? 9 years of his career? Or, no, not 9 years. It only took him, like, I guess 7 of his career years to finally accept a promotion. But Huang Nim, why did you decide to accept the promotion all of a sudden? You always rejected the higher ups when they gave you an offer. I didn't have an excuse to decline anymore. Isn't that funny? He no longer had excuses to decline. He just had to take it. That's funny. You really are amazing. Isn't there anything you desire, like being promoted or wanting money? Money, huh? Would you believe me if I told you that when I was a lot younger than you, I was earning far more money than even a large law firm? Yeah, because that's how hunters worked. That was part of the draw. Hunters made a ton of money. No, I'll buy today. Stop. So stop with the bragging. What do you mean bragging? More importantly, what do you think about having beef intestines today? Oh my gosh. Where is another 5-year-old child that can draw an ant so well like this? To think our son had talent in drawing. This is funny. Look at the last page. Um, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say this is not funny. Look at the last page. Suho said that on the black ground there's a huge dad. Is there something that comes to your... Why are you laughing? No, I just thought of something funny. The other children are scared of Suho. Other children? He should have just rotated all the excuses that he made, but this time worded differently. Yeah, but it's fine. I guess he just wanted to finally be promoted or something. Not that he cared about any of that. Apparently, whenever they get close to Suho, their expressions change. Even when no one bothered them or screamed. It's because children's senses are a lot more pure than adults. So that's how they can feel the monarch's power. The reason why the children are avoiding Suho is because they can feel the shadows. It's because the power passed down to me, so it didn't develop into a disaster. Usually, in order to destroy everything an otherworldly god has made, they hide a horrific weapon inside their most trusted servant. If the power of the Shadow Monarch is gradually increasing inside of Suho, who has inherited the power without knowing, it'd be impossible to live a normal life. Here we go. We've reached this point of the epilogue. After this chapter, it's going to be the prologue for Ragnarok. At least until Suho reaches the age where he can perfectly control his power, there is a need to suppress it. Oh, look at these! Look at these photos! Jinu and Sha's wedding! This was something I wish that the manhwa gave a chapter for. It's nice to see a photo of it, but like, I wanted to see the wedding. There better be a better explanation in the novel. Like, if I go out of my way to read the epilogue in the novel version, there better be a full, like, part of it that's the wedding. Please. I want to see who was able to attend this wedding. Please. And then you have some photos of Suho riding Beru, probably the photo of when Suho was born, Suho with Igris. Honey? Until Suho can live like other people without any difficulties, I'm going to seal Suho's memories about the Shadow Soldiers and his powers for a while. The thing to note here is he said for a while. He didn't say permanently. He didn't say until, like, forever or until the time comes. He mentioned a little while. Remember how it took Jinu not long at all to master the system? It's not going to be long. He's giving Suho the chance to live a normal childhood like he used to. Before Mana and the Gates and the Hunters and the Magic Beasts. He's giving his son a chance to live like he used to. Before he has to inherit his parents' lineage. Which is so wonderful. My king! Here, this is a drawing that Suho drew of you. My liege! May I please say my goodbyes to the little lord? Aw, Beru's crying. I love him so much. The anime better not screw him up. He has so many good moments. This is another one of them. Little Lord, for all the shadow soldiers, I will instead say our farewells. Commander Ant, Commander Ant. It was an honor to be able to serve the Little Lord. Until we meet again, please be well. Little Lord, even if I'm not there, please be diligent with your studies. Please be healthy, Little Lord. Sweet dreams. Aww. But that means all the drawings he made have to get hidden for a while. That's kinda sad. Oh, time skip. We got ourselves a time skip. Wow. Well, that sure passed by quickly. Hello, Sung Suho. Okay. We've had our fun, and now we are at the prequel to Ragnarok, which is basically the remaining 7 chapters. This is a part of the series that I was very hesitant to read because it was like, okay, how are we going to do this? And the way this mini prequel starts and ends is very weird because of stuff. Because it feels like it's trying to advertise Ragnarok, but then at the same time, Ragnarok comes in and does a few things differently. So, like, what we're about to see here is like the first test to see if Suho is ready to start getting his power back. So, we're at chapter 193. And we are basically in Suho's generation now. High school is a place where only the strongest survive. Now that I'm here, I'm in a new class with new classmates. You guys came to this school too? I studied a bit at the last minute. Lee Un Chul. It only takes a single look around to understand your position. Huh? You're here too, Jo Sung Ho? Yeah. You quickly realize who will become your friend, and who can boss you around, and who you can boss around. Let's get along while we're here, man. I heard he was a real delinquent in the neighboring town, but he doesn't look like much. Well, I guess it's not a bad idea to keep him as a friend. Alright. I think the pecking order has mostly been established. The problem is that guy over there. Oh, Suho! Oh, looks like there are some people who just can't leave well enough alone. They have to make sure everybody knows this unspoken pecking order. Which is like another case. Again, this happened with Genu at the beginning of the epilogue. It's happening to his son. I hate these kinds of people, man. What are they trying to prove? What are they trying to do? Satisfy their own desire for attention? For their own delusion of power? Hmm? What the? Why isn't he lowering his eyes? What's wrong? That bastard over there is being a rude little shit. Hey, I went to middle school with that guy. Trust me, you should just leave him alone. Hey, Jo Sung Ho. Do you want to die? What's this? I thought you were pretty tough, but I guess I was wrong. Gah! Who's the guy you were trying to cover for anyway? He was the strongest guy at my middle school. Hmm? He isn't someone you and I can take down. I was afraid something bad might go down here too, which is why I stopped you. Hey, dumbass! Have you lost your mind? Are you messing with me right now? If he was that strong, I would have already heard about him. If anyone asks, tell them you beat them up, Sung Ho, just like last time. From the looks of it, I'll probably be considered self-defense anyway. Alright. What? Self-defense? Boom. Shoo! Launching. You got launched. Boom! Oh, is that a spin kick? He got spin kicked. He got Suzaku'd right there. You know, the one famous for the spin kicks. Okay, so then this guy tries to throw a punch, but then Suho is just like, boom. I think we're free to say this now. His father had aura, his son has aura. Boom! Kick to the face. Well, to the chin. They're down. Now that things have come to this, I'll leave the cleanup to you again. Oh, okay. Well, it's not a bad deal for me. Whoa, Jung Suo beat up all three of them. Then again, I thought he was pretty scary when I first saw him. Apparently, he was famous in his neighborhood for his judo skills since he was little. Oh, maybe I should learn judo too. I'm bored. Life is so dull. Wow. Suo just has this feeling that life is so boring and dull. He's about to have his awakening. For some reason, I feel like there used to be more interesting and exciting things going on in my life before. Since I'm bored, maybe I'll go to the arcade. Huh? What's going on? Why won't the door open? Time has stopped, but how did this happen? Aha! A gate. And what's that thing supposed to be? What should I do in a situation like this? Mom always said I'd take after Dad. What would Dad have done in this situation? Gee, I wonder. Suho, I think I would go in. That's what your dad would do. That's what your dad literally did for a job. So, Suho just decides to walk in. And it's, where on earth am I? The gate closes behind him. The portal's gone now. I have nowhere else to go but forward. Whoa. Oh my gosh, it's the place where Genu battled Igris. That's what this is. Ack! Name, Lightning Halberd. All these weapons, yes. What are all these screens? It really feels like I'm inside a game. I was gonna go to an arcade, but what's going on here? Am I supposed to pick a weapon first? It looks like the weapons I can choose are limited based on my level. Can I switch to a weapon with a higher rank once I level up? Yes. The Demon King's longsword! Imitation. Wow, it's not even the real sword, it's an imitation. What's over here? Are these weapons hanging in the corner because they're not that useful? Jeez, who would use weak-looking weapons like these? Oh, because it's the Night Killer dagger. Wow. Suho is calling all this trash. The stuff your father had no choice but to use for his skills, he's calling trash. There are gauntlets over in this corner. They look like they'd be fun to try out. A sword would be a boring choice, so maybe I'll play with some gauntlets instead. I'm getting a little excited. Ah, Suho's equipped. Yes, we got one of these again. Let's go. Like I said, we've reached the prologue to Ragnarok. We're about to have ourselves some fun, boys. Chapter 194. I mean, look, we've reached this point. We are so close to finishing. I may as well just get us to the end. There's one more chapter at the end that feels like a really random prologue to the beginning of the original solo leveling before Genu even went into that double dungeon. But it's so out of place at the end of the series that it's just it feels weird. But the chapter also has like the setup for Ragnarok. So it does a weird it's like one of those cases where it's at the end of the series, but it gives us some context for the beginning of the series, and then at the same time giving us the setup for the sequel. So that last chapter is going to be very weird. It's going to feel very all over the place. Um it's kind of like how Transformers Cybertron has that last episode be one that takes place at the beginning of the series rather than the episode before it, which was the actual finale to Cybertron. Anyone know what I mean? It's a very weird scenario. I don't know why it happens. Who's there? Is this place like a castle's basement? Oh, the knights. Just like Genu. The knights are attacking. And Suho's like, whoa. What? What? Boom. Boom. You have leveled up. These things can move? Wait, weren't there many of them on my way here? Yep. Here we go. Ah, as expected. Boom, boom, pow. Level up, level up, level up. Yeah, look at these gauntlets. Look at him. I kind of wish he stuck to the gauntlets. Like, I don't quite understand Genu's decision at the end of this mini test. I don't. If someone wants to enlighten me on why Genu did what he did to Suho after this is all over, please let me know. I know I've been reading Ragnarok, but it still doesn't make any sense. Whoo! Because he's good with these gauntlets. You have leveled up. Phew! Level 19. If I defeat those armored monsters, I'll level up. To think I'm getting stronger, too. This really feels like a game. If only you knew, buddy. Maybe it's because of that I'm no longer struggling, even if it comes at me in groups. But there are the levels of these guys higher than mine? How was I able to defeat them when I was level 1? Oh, because you have so much hidden potential, man. You were born with potential. Is it because of this power? Just how? Yeah, you have an automatic boost on your stats because you have something that you forgot about. I want to become a little stronger. Push open the gates. It's Egris's room! Again! And it's just straight up Egris just sitting there. Is he the boss? He looks strong. Egris is waiting. Just like he was waiting for Genu. Except this time, with his son Suho, he has the Demon King's longsword. Oh boy. I need to attack first. Well, here we go. Huh? Boom. Damn. Well, that was over quickly. Huh? Oh. Oh, this is how you're gonna do this? Real smart, Genu. Yeah, I'll give my son a ton of weapons he can test, and I'll give him the ability to have multiple lives to try his hand at this dungeon. Great. Thanks, Genu, for giving your own son trauma because he might die. What? I'm alive? This is the place I started from. I thought I died. Anyway, do I need to go down the same path again? One of the white flames turned off. I'm sure all three of them were lit at the beginning. Is it just a coincidence? No, this isn't a coincidence at all. Since my level has increased, let's change my weapon. Oh, that's good. The levels carry over at least. Most games aren't that friendly in terms of keeping levels. I need to be more careful. If all three flames go out, I don't know what will happen afterwards. Yeah. Well, he's down to one. That Black Knight, he's so strong. Isn't this overbalanced? Wow. He's speaking like this is actually a video game, but Egress is real. Isn't he too strong? Hey, to be fair, Suho, your father had to fight him with one life. And he barely won. But you wouldn't know that. I am angry. At this rate, I won't be able to beat him. Huh? Wait. It seemed like he was using that weapon. Oh, you noticed. Good job, Suho. If what he has is the real one, if that's the case, just how big is the gap in our levels? Alright, I'll level up a little more and then face him. This time I really need to be careful. And he decides to bring every weapon he can carry. He's finally, like, getting that gamer mode of just being like, I have to grind. I have to just grind. We meet again. Aren't you guys getting tired of this? These guys are reviving every time, too. Then does that mean they have infinite regeneration? Yeah, so Suho's gonna be the smart one and, just grind off of them. Level up, level up, level up. Boom. Level up, level up, level up. You have reached the required level for a player. Title quest has dropped. Will you accept the quest? The fact that Genu is doing all of this for his son is crazy. The title quest will begin now. You can gain the points needed for a high-class title based on how long you endure. Great, just like Genu. This feel like a blast from the past or what? Good luck! Timer is counting? I was in a tough spot because I didn't have a watch, but things turned out well. This is fun. Chapter 195. We are 5 away from the finale, everybody. Boom, boom, bam. Whoosh. Bam. Boom. Okay, he blocked it. Okay, Suho. Okay, a giant one. Okay. I don't need these anymore. And then he just goes all star platinum on him, going pow 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 pow. Boom. And I don't need this either. Wow. He just tosses away weapons as he gets stronger. Whew. I don't need a weapon. A man only needs his fists. Truer words have never been spoken. Truer words have never been spoken. Level up. Level up. You are qualified for a job placement in a high rank class due to the number of promotion points. The achievements will be analyzed in order to assign an appropriate job. Your tenacity allows you to overcome all difficulties. You do not fear any challenge and trust in your own ability to move forward. Your job is a fighter. Your job has been decided. You're qualified for a job placement. Your playtime lasted longer than expected. Extra points will be awarded, just like Genu. Your title promotion points have exceeded the achievement limit. Your job will change from a fighter to a soul striker. This isn't good enough. In order to defeat that mob boss, I have to become even stronger. If you do not move on, the enemies on the field will be regenerated one at a time. Level up. Warden's Necklace. High-ranking Mage's Ring. Scorching Gauntlets. Hello again, Egress. Kept you waiting, didn't I? It's my turn to take you down now. Look at this man's aura. You truly do take after your father. Suho is now level 70. He's now level 70. I don't think Genu was that strong when he battled Egress. Although Suho has the chance to grind infinitely if he had to. Because this is all set up by his father. Huh? Boom! Shoo! Blast! Pow! Kabam! Look at this! Look at this! Yo! Okay. Yes. This still isn't good enough. I have to move a little faster. Swing! Shoo! Ha! Boom! Our little monarch hasn't even reached his full potential, yet he's already this strong. Look at him go. Now that I'm fighting him again after leveling up, I can tell that this Dark Knight is much stronger than I imagined. Compared to the regular knights that were being regenerated, his abilities are on a whole other level. In other words, he's extraordinary. But if he's extraordinary, then so am I. I don't know the rules of this game, but I was given extra stats when I was at level 1, which is why I was able to defeat the high-level knights with ease. All of my stats increased by 1 point each time I leveled up. If I factor in the extra stat points I gained, my current level isn't 70, more like 110. Yeah, because you're starting out with some potential already. There's a reason you were already pretty strong even after Genu sealed away and suppressed your power. He's not the descendant of a monarch for nothing. Like, see, look, his title is literally Little Monarch. Due to inheriting the powers of the Monarch of Shadows, all your abilities will increase by 40 points. By default. Chapter 196. Continuing this battle against Egress. Boom, bam, pop, pow. He truly has great potential. Born between my king, who became one with a divine being, and an S-class from a forgotten history, with innate magic and talent. To think that he'd be able to bring out this much power without being properly taught. Prince, it is my loss. Wow. Wow. Egress admits his loss. Yeah, he was like, okay, he's finally strong enough to take me on. So instead of like dying because he's a shadow, he just goes back to Genu's shadow. I won! Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. I finally won, you bastard! Ah ha 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 ha! Huh? Is it finally the exit? Huh? Isn't that D Tower in Songpa-gyu? Why is it burning? Aha! Demon's Castle! He's actually probably about to enter Demon's Castle. Huh? Hi again, Cerberus. It's been a while. Guard of Demon's Castle, huh? Damn. But because Suho is Jinu's son, I guess it's not a monster but a scary statue. Cerberus just couldn't move. Oh, wait a minute. It's not even Cerberus. It's Cerberus on a body of a man? Is that not a dog's body anymore? Okay. That's funny. Another door. But nothing will start if I don't open the door. So Genu is still using Demon's Castle after all. Hi, you mindless lot of demons. Hi, Suho. Huh? 10th floor. Punch! Punch, punch, punch! 30th floor, punch, punch! What the? Why are they so weak? I don't feel the thrill because the floor bosses die after a few hits. Vulcan. Did I level up too much just so I could defeat the Black Knight? Yeah. Putting Egress there was kind of unfair. The map might be big, but if I'm diligent, I can clear an entire floor in an hour. How can you be so fast without an army? Ah! He's already here from the 87th floor. Now it's the 100th floor. Well, I'm sure there's nothing special about... Oh no! Hi, Essel. See, the weird thing is, you're gonna be relevant in Ragnarok with Suho, so this meeting feels awkward. Let's finish this quickly since I don't want to waste time. Wait! Yes. Good job, Essel. My liege also had a hard time coming up here. So I never thought that Prince would come up here so easily without an army only after a few times. You didn't even get this far last time. I can't believe you got this strong. See? This is proof that Suho did this before, and Genu erased his memory of doing it. Because she's saying you didn't even get this far last time. Isn't that nice? He's done this many times before that he doesn't even remember. Last time? It's nothing! I am Essel. Why is this translation so wrong? Her name is Essel. And the eldest daughter of the Radiru clan. Number one in the demon hierarchy. Because they're the only ones that Genu spared. I welcome you to the final stage. What? It's already over? There's no more? Yes, it's over with us. Originally, there was a Demon King stage, but it got abolished after we rose to the number one spot. First, what do you think about having a party to celebrate your first time entering my castle? My father, I mean the Lord, has prepared a welcoming party. If it's the end, what's that? That's not the demon's castle, but a gate that goes to another space. A gate? So it's called a gate. A gate? A door? Huh? Okay. Ah, are you already going to leave? What about the party? I don't know what the demons eat, but I'm still a minor, so I can't drink. Let's have a party when I'm older. Which is proof enough that Suho thinks, oh yeah, I'm gonna see her again. And guess what? He is not wrong. Unlike his father, he will go back to see Essel again, whether or not he remembers this. That is so cool. The author didn't just shaft Essel out of nowhere. She's still relevant, boys. Yes, then next time. Wait! My liege also said the same thing, but never came to see us once. He did say that, didn't he? It's been 60 years since the demon castle was neglected. We only worked like slaves when they were building the statue, so there's no way I can just send him off. She's like, no, I won't have it be like last time. You said you were Essel from the Radiru family, right? I'll remember it. See you later. That's if you're allowed to remember it, buddy. I don't know if your father will let you remember all of this, considering Essel's mentioned last time that you've done this all before. Yes, see you. This is the real exit, right? Maybe it's a trap. Don't tell me it's not over yet. Oh, the insects. Oh no. And then Suho is just, why are these ants so annoying? Shit, there's no end to them. Level up. Still, I'm leveling up easily thanks to them. He's now 94. Nice. Since I'm getting used to fighting these guys now, I guess it's time to go in there. Oh boy. It's Beru! He's back! It's pretty big. Just how big is the owner for it to be this big? Is that thing the only one in here? Yeah. It's Beru, everybody. But why is it crying? Because he's happy to see you again. He hasn't seen you in years. Kick. And then Suho goes boom and pow and just obliterates him. Because Beru can't bring himself to, like, fight him seriously. We are on chapter 197. We are actually getting very close. We're getting close to the end, everybody. Oh, that's right. Beru's healing. His healing ability. Okay, we're still fighting. But Beru is just so overwhelmed by emotion he can't do anything. And Suho is taking the opportunity. What on earth is this guy? Kick! Creak! I let my guard down. Phew. That was really so close. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. An ant with wings. It was very scary, but it's strange. It kept on hesitating, leaving itself with tons of openings instead of attacking. Because he got attached to you, man. He doesn't want to hurt you, even if it's just a test. Like, see, this is the difference between Igris and Beru. Igris was fighting Suho seriously, like with no holding back. Beru is too emotional. He can't bring himself to do it. I love it. I love Beru, man. Well, thanks to that, I was able to barely defeat it. Oh, my body's sore. Another gate? I don't think my level will go up anymore, though. I'll probably be able to go back home for real this time, right? He's level 99. Huh? Hmm. Again? This is seriously never ending. I'm still at level 99. He's going through his father's progression, basically. All in one go. Because these are the giants and the serpent. Yep. Oh, the bears are getting involved. The orcs. I mean, yeah, I guess we did skip over Tusk. Okay, Suho. Okay. Weave. Huh? Boom. Oh, here they come. You want to have a mid-air battle? Come out! Phew, 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 phew. Oh, the Titans that Genu got recently. Oh, that's... Oh boy. That's a big jump in power. Ha ha ha. It's been 30 years since I joined a war within the territory of rest. This game where only originals can take part. The fact that I've been permitted to join in this form of mine means that you're an excellent warrior that's the apple of our liege's eye. I'm guessing this is Bellion's, like, original form or something. Yeah, I was right. You might be the Vice Lord, but I wonder if you'll be able to withstand my full power. Did it just say something? Damn. Suho just wiped it out. Sorry, Bellion. That's kind of sad. See? You know what I was saying earlier in other streams when Bellion came into the picture that he was shafted and didn't get a chance to do anything? Not even just in the final battle, he didn't even get a chance to do anything in the epilogue. Suho one-shot him. Isn't that crazy? Here's Tusk. Yeah, the magic user. What? What's with this pressure? It feels like I'm being pressed down by an immense power. Yo, look at that drip. Hello, Tusk. Is it that being's doing? Come to think of it, the Black Knight and Black Ant both had the appearance of a swaying shadow. It felt like there was another shadow like that. Am I overthinking things? Yo. That means those with such appearances are the stage bosses. They're also incredibly strong. If I get rid of them... Oh, shadow dragons, yep. Huh? What's this? My guess was my guess wrong? There are 3 more such shadow monsters? The dragons. Let's go. Come on, Suho. Yes. Look at this man go. Shoo, boom. Shoo, boom, pam. I'll get rid of you, the one who looks the most troublesome first. Okay, some magic in play. Oh dear. Oh my. Boom. Oh my gosh. That's some crazy magic power. And look at his face. And Tusk is like, As expected, now that I have a staff, my explosions have gotten more amazing. Let's keep going. We're so close. Chapter 198. Suho just keeps wrecking everybody. He just keeps moving and grooving. Now he's time to face some shadows. Some bigger guys. Ha ha ha, Vice Lord! Don't tell me you thought such an attack would be able to defeat me? Bam, and then Suho does it again. He's like, you want to see me do it again? Boom. Belion just gets shafted over and over again. Hashtag justice for Belion. After joining our liege's army, I've climbed up to where I am now by working hard in secret this whole time. Even if everything's been forgotten, I'll make sure to show my loyalty to our liege by leaving a deep impression on you. Boom. Sorry, buddy. Guys like him keep appearing endlessly. I can't deal with them using my current level of stamina. A little more. I need to control my strength a little more. More delicately. Without wasting any of it. So that I can deal with large numbers and armies. Oh. Ruler's authority. Ruler's authority, but like a ton of punching hands. That is cool. Just by myself. Which was the opposite of Genu, because Genu at first was solo until he gained his army. Look at that! Look at that! Boom. Boom. It'd be really boring if this was the end. If that's all you have to show me, disappear. Oh my goodness. Ah, good thing they're shadows and they just reform themselves. Although my stats didn't increase, I've become able to control my strength proficiently throughout all those numerous fights. Oh, there's Belion. Never mind. That wasn't Belion before? Then who was the other guy? Because it's not Tank, it's not Greed, and it's not Iron. Was that not Belion? He's strong. Maybe even more so than the ant from earlier. You can speak too, right? I've got something to ask before we fight. What fraction of the total fighting force have I already fought? Even if the demon castle is excluded, the troops that are gathered here are just 1/3000th of the total army. So after defeating so many of you, it's only 1 of 3000. Huh? Alright, let's fight. You've grown up really well, Vice Lord. Woo! You guys keep calling me the Vice Lord, but what the hell does that even mean? Is that related to why I've been pulled into this world? And if I'm a lord, I should be called a lord. Why am I a Vice Lord? Bro, you'll learn eventually. You're not ready yet. You'll learn your father's true nature, and you'll find out. Just give it some time. Give it some time, man. Although, unfortunately, like I said before, this is an entire mini arc that teases Ragnarok, and it's also about to be undone at the end of it all. Because it was already hinted at that he's technically done this multiple times. The last time that Essel was referring to was a time he doesn't remember, but that he did do this in the past, which is going to lead me to believe he's going to forget this time as well, because Genu is probably going to deem him too early for him to have this power, which makes sense. He kind of has this weird thing going on with friends and people who are not his friends in high school. And I think Geno realizes it's way too early for my son to start awakening this power. Okay, looks like I was wrong. The other guy wasn't Bellion at all. This is Bellion. Okay, I am eating my words. This is him putting on a show. Whoo! That's right. And his sword that can split into pieces like Zabimaru. Pew, 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 pew. The sword can transform into something like a whip? While it's being while it's able to be used in a versatile manner, I can just grab onto it. Hmm? Boom. Kapow! If you use both your arms to guard your face, your stomach would be open. Oh my goodness. Yes. I doubt you'd fall just like this. It'll probably take a day if we keep fighting. You're not the master of this place, are you? Yes, this guy is a fake. The real master is. Aha! He's arrived! Hey, Suho! Daddy's home! Chapter 199. We are so close to the end. Let's go. This is now basically just Suho fighting his dad. Boom! Pow! Blow for blow! Back and forth. Whoo! He's fast and strong. He's really amazing. Not only is he strong, but each of his attacks is also elaborate. Each of the attacks are done with techniques. How does just how hard does one have to train, or how many life and death crises must one have to experience before they can become this skillful? Um, if you knew a lot about your father, you'd know that he did go through all of that, and then some. But I won't just lose like this. The stats that I've brought to their limits and my combat abilities that I have grown enough to handle those stats. Even if his stats gradually overpower mine, I still have a chance of winning. Boom. And okay, Genu is deciding that this is the time to show his son what happens when you get in over your head. He broke the gauntlets. He might be an enemy, but I respect him if I can become that strong as well. Boom. Did you enjoy the game? Here we are. Like I said, it's Genu, his father. Game? You were pretty amazing. This voice. Dad? However, you still have a long way to go. Ah! And he woke up back in the classroom. What a strange dream. Did I play too many games? I can't believe I got lost in some weird dungeon and Dad was the final boss. See? See? This is what I mean. It's also proof that it's happened before and that he doesn't remember. And that Genu still thinks it's too early for his son. This is all going to be kind of relevant in Ragnarok. Because, if you think about it, because of how he gets his power again in Ragnarok, he's going to remember this. And eventually, I'm pretty sure he remembers his early childhood with the Shadow Soldiers. So that's why I don't reread this part as much as the other parts of the epilogue, because it feels like it's a setup and then it's immediately taken away. Oh well. What? There's still someone here? Are you not going home? I'm going to lock the classroom. Oh, I'm leaving. Should I help you? Sure. But that wasn't a dream. That was his father and the shadows. To think the vestige of the architect that was neglected within the territory of rest could be used in this manner. This is pretty useful. He's borrowing the architect's invention and using it as his own. My lord, wouldn't it be all right to return the Vice Lord's powers to him now? Such tests were previously done multiple times, but he has never reached his current progress before. I think he's definitely qualified. If I simply trusted in the power I had and fought with the Dragon Emperor, do you think he would have won? Ooh, Jinu makes a good point. If I simply trusted in the power I had and fought the Dragon Emperor, do you think we would have won? He's referring to the final battle before he reset time. Jinu had a big plan. He had to he had to fake out on Taurus. He had to get another skill. Yeah, he makes a point. No matter how strong a power one has, as long as the victory isn't guaranteed, one must know how to run away as well. To charge at a powerful foe recklessly without calculating his odds, that's just reckless bravado. It's kind of sad that that's how he feels about it, but unfortunately, he's had to live through life or death situations. Not yet. Yes, it's not the time yet. He'll know eventually the way to use his powers according to the situation. Well, despite not knowing anything, he managed to open the gate after trying multiple times without giving up. Vice Lord! I've got something important to do today. Shall we eat out somewhere after that is done with only our family members? Okay. We're reaching the conclusion of solo leveling. Next up on the news. The criminal brothers Huang Dong-suk and Huang Dong-soo that had stirred the whole country were arrested this afternoon. Let's go! Get those asses behind bars. The next piece of news will be connected to a live scene. Although a large fire had occurred today and almost spread to the nearby houses, 52 fire trucks and 800 firemen were dispatched and managed to suppress the fire successfully. Beck! Beck Yunho! Yunho! Beck! Beck was a firefighter! I didn't know that! Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that about Beck. Whoa, that's cold! You did great! Thank you. As expected of Captain Sung, he's really incredible. That's Jinu's father! He was a firefighter, that's right! To think he still has energy even after putting out that huge fire. I want to be like him someday. Maybe not. Maybe it's not Beck. Maybe it could be someone else. No, it has to be Beck. The hairstyle is too similar. And they haven't really changed much since the previous timeline. Something's flying past in the sky. That's probably a plane. It's a dragon. It's Jinu. If any of you want to chat, we're reaching the end of the stream. You can put something in the chat and we can talk. We're almost done with solo leveling. You want to take it all in? Or are you really just gonna just watch me? Sir, are you alright? Yes, where did we stop talking? We were saying that we need to decide on the title of the new virtual reality game that'll be released by our company. Are you listening to me? Everyone, my wife is pregnant with a child. She's 6 weeks pregnant. Okay, Jinho. That's some good news. But wait a minute. Jinha is pregnant. That means Suho has a cousin. So then where is she? Where is Gina? Where is like that's great and all, but like where is she in the story? Congratulations, Mr. Yu. Congratulations. You're finally becoming a father too. Let's let's name our new game Beautiful World. Pardon? Isn't that the perfect title for our game that manifests a virtual reality? Mr. Yu, please reconsider the name. The fate of our company lies with this game. I really don't think Beautiful World is it. Isn't that just way too ridiculous? Just like Genu. Is my naming sense really that bad? Yeah. You'd be surprised, man. Once you remember, you'll understand. Should I ask Genu to help me name my child then? Come to think of it, I don't think he's any good with naming either. Wow. No need to be worried. We already have an investor. An investor? It's the big shot of our industry. Choi Joning has decided to invest in us. What? Choi Joning? Okay. Okay. Really? Ajin Software CEO Yu Jinho. A miracle-like successful legend of a young entrepreneur. Wow. Are there any other articles? Not yet, but more will be coming. I offered him success on a silver platter, yet he chose to go out and set up a mere game company. You are just as shrewd as ever, Mr. Wu, Mr. Yu, Mr. Jinho's father. I want to see my grandchild soon. Wow, he's much older in this timeline. And he looks healthier too. Wow. Like I said, when you don't have to worry about the gates, the monarchs, the monsters, the hunters, people can just not worry about like anxiety and it causing them to have stress and aging and everything and the eternal slumber disease. Look at Jinho's dad. He looks better than he did before. Oh no. The proper setup for Ragnarok. A crack in the sky. Or rather, a crack in the universe. Here we go. Chapter 200. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more after this. Okay. We're at the final chapter, and then we have a extra chapter. So if anyone wants to comment in the chat, now's the time. The gates. No one knows what might appear beyond them. That's why people always tremble in fear and pray that the gates won't open. But there are people who fight in those fears and leap into the gates. They're called hunters. Okay, I think we're back in the original timeline. This is a Hunter Association support department. I specifically asked you not to send Mr. Sung. Why do you keep sending him anyways? I'm sorry, Mr. Hunter, but it seems there was an error in the process of creating the teams. Can you please slowly explain what happened? I don't want to do things slowly and have to clean up corpses with my team. If you push a hunter that's so weak that he fails at the slightest touch into my team, how am I supposed to deal with my consequences? If you do this again, I'll just quit altogether. Grab any students on the streets and ask them this. What kind of job do you want in the future? Yada, yada, yada. A famous hunter, an employee of a large guild, or an employee of the Hunter Association. This was the stuff I was talking about before. The early... like the very, very beginning section. This is basically the backstory for why Juhi is always paired with Jinu. This is why. It's literally because they wanted a strong healer to be always with Jinu. I heard the nearby neighborhood gives out coffee and snacks before they enter a raid. Don't we have any? Urgent matter, Tendu. Can I have paid a month in advance? Join today's raid, blah, blah, blah. That's what they always say. Mr. Sung, I think his name was Jinu. His rank is E. His mana is the lowest among the lowest. Based on just his stats, he's just a normal person, though. My goodness, he gets injured so often. At this point, it's basically a miracle he's still alive. Why is he going so far to become a hunter? Does he have a special reason? Aha, she's sick with eternal slumber and is in the ICU. His sister is still a high schooler. I guess he has no choice since he needs the money badly. He's 23 years old, 6 years younger than me. Sir, shouldn't we try to stop Hunter Sung? We already tried our best. Why did you join the Hunter Association? Me? It was because of the news that I saw when I was young. There was a report about a certain hunter that was saving his comrades that also got trapped, but then he got trapped himself. At first, I was just curious. Hunters go to the extent of being injured to save others, so who would save them then? If no one would help them, I would. I wanted to do what I could to help hunters avoid injury and death. I think that's what I resolved to do. Do you want Hunter Sung to stop being a hunter, or do you want to help him? I see. Other than giving him the recommendations, there's nothing I can do. What if there's still something else that you can do? Pardon? There are people who, even after evaluated to be a high rank awakened, they choose to not become a hunter because they're not interested in money. How about persuading these people to help the hunters that belong to the association? B rank healer Juhi! See? This is how she came to be in parties with Jinu. And how Jinu came to take on dungeons that were just for the association. That's a high rank healer. Juhi, who refused to become a hunter despite being a good abilities because she's scared. Sung, who's weak but overcomes his fear and enters gates. If someone is able to transform fear into courage, they'll be able to become the strength for the weak. Would you like to give it a try? And this is how the beginning was set up. So we have to thank this guy for how the world ended up becoming the way it is. Because Juhi would heal Jinu, double dungeon, he was chosen, the system, and the rest is history. Yes, I'll give it a try. Okay. I think we're finally done with the prologue of the original story. I think we're finally back to the present day of the current timeline. But man, did that feel so unnecessary out of nowhere? That really did feel like that should have been earlier in the series. Rock, paper, scissors! Oh yeah? You're really bad at rock, paper, scissors, huh? Hold my bag for me. Okay, okay. Oh, it's Suho and his girlfriend? Question mark? What's wrong? Is there something in the sky? No, it's nothing. Yeah, I think this is Suho and his girlfriend. Or it's Suho and a friend of his, because I don't think it could be his cousin. It depends on when Gina got pregnant versus how old Suho is in comparison. So I'm assuming this is his girlfriend. Can you people like comment or put it in the chat whether I'm right or not? Because I want to know going into Ragnarok. And it has been a while since I read the early chapters of Ragnarok. I'm sure this is an easy thing to fact check. I would love it if you people helped me. You'd help everyone else by putting it in the chat. But then there's this scene. This lovely scene with Essel, or no, not Essel, with Kaisel. This lovely scene with Kaisel, Shaheen, and Jinu. It's been a long while since I've seen this sight, darling. This is our 16th anniversary present. Wow. Honey, go back home first. I'll be right behind you. You won't take long, right? I'll be waiting for you. Oh my gosh. Middle-aged Shaheen looks gorgeous. Girl, you aged like fine wine. You are still somehow beautiful in your late 40s. She is still beautiful in her late 40s. That's amazing. She still looks so good. She still looks so stunning. This is great. Ah, this but this is kind of sad though because this is the last time Cha sees Jinu. And then like it's also the last time for a while going into Ragnarok. So that's kind of like that's actually kind of sad. And then this is how Jinu looks older. He made himself look like this, of course. Because if you think about it, technically this is also the last time that Suho would see Cha because of stuff that goes down in Ragnarok. It's a good setup for the sequel, but you go a long time without seeing the faces you want to see in Ragnarok. You know the song 7 Years? It fits this moment so perfectly. I remember seeing a YouTube short that contained all of these panels in chapter 200, and it was the song Soon We'll Be 60 Years Old. You know that song? Once I was 7 years old. I'm sure people have seen it if you're solo leveling fans. It's a very famous YouTube short for solo leveling that shows the final chapter of the Manhwa, and it uses that song. I hope I'm not the only one. And then a giant gate opens in the sky because of the new threat that comes to Earth now. Existences that possess great strength are said to be able to attract horrible things from other worlds. Ho. And look at this. Look at this panel. I love this panel, man. The last one of the series. Let's say it with pride. Arise. What's beyond this door? I'm afraid. What if something that's far more powerful than anything I've met before appears? Will I die in such a place? But if I don't open, I won't be able to know anything. I won't know what will happen. Damn it, did I die again? How many days have I been here? It's so tiring, I want to go back. I only have one chance left. This voice that started to shout at me from a certain point in time onwards. Get up. Arise. Even if this is my last chance. If I don't want to stop like this, look, it's Jinu and Suho. Wow, the parallels. If I can grow stronger, whatever lies beyond that door, I want to challenge it. And look at that. Look at that. One final shot of Jinu and Cha hugging. I'm guessing right after they got married or something. Look at that. It's amazing. We technically have one more chapter. Don't know what this point 0.5 chapter is. Oh, it's just the advertisement for Ragnarok. We're done. We're done. We're done. That wasn't a chapter at all. That was just the advertisement for Ragnarok. We're done. If you people want to talk about anything from these last 20 something chapters, put it in the chat because I'm about to end the stream. What we came to do is over. The series is over. If you want Ragnarok to come next, it'll be in the next poll I put up for the manga stuff. I'll have to decide what else goes in that poll. Probably Kagurabachi. Ooh, Kagurabachi would be good. Hell mode will return. And then I have to think of 2 others. Oh, wait, I could just bring back colorless for that poll. And then I would need 1 more. Okay. Well, Ragnarok is not going to come for a while, and that's only if you people vote on it. But thanks for taking this journey with me. If you have watched my anime reactions, or if you have watched the anime ref, I should be more specific. The anime ref, he covered season 2. I covered the first season. Now I have covered the entirety of the manhwa. And it is documented in the playlist that is pinned in the chat. If you want to revisit any of it, feel free to go to the chat, click on the link, go to the playlist, and just binge and enjoy yourselves. But this is where we will cut it off, call it a night. Thanks for tagging along with me through this journey. You are now ready for Ragnarok. Solo leveling Ragnarok. But that won't happen for a while. So the next manga series that will be on the channel will be Reign of 7 Spellblades. And that one sounds like it's going to be fun. So thanks for so long. But thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart. You know, with me and you, we can do anything that we want to do. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend. The stream, of course. Join the Patreon. Go over there, check the stuff out. Have some fun with it. And of course, keep your notifications on because as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.